Discord murder party, let's see who's gonna die. The god of death is ready to see who has to say bye-bye. It could be a writer or a nurse, but why does the seer always die first? Discord murder party, get ready for a game of blood and death.
I mean, a fun game with friends where nothing bad happens. Right, guys?
Hello and welcome to Discord Murder Book Club. Let's see who's gonna book. Guys, please, I'm trying so hard to not crack. God damn it!
I'm not! That sounds like a you problem!
Oh my god. I'm your host, Kristen Crime Straczynski. I used to play some kind of murder god, and I am joined by my best friend, my mortal enemy, my partner in crime, Alex Beckham.
See, I go study up for this episode, I watch it back, I look back at all the notes, I'm like, alright, this is going to be very professional. We're not on mute. I know exactly how the tone is going to be, and I'm going to flip my professionalism right out the window.
Oh my god. Well...
So, Alex, you should have flipped that outside the window the second you learned I was going to be on the stream.
Yes. You see, I did that to invoke the nostalgia of Discord Murder Party. It was not a mistake, it was on purpose. I've never made a single mistake in my life. Also,
You've never done anything wrong. Hey, while we're hitting all the beats, it's fine, don't worry about it.
Yes, also, we'll see how robot-y Split gets over the course of this stream, because you're already robot-y, bud.
I just checked this.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you started fine, but then as soon as we got into the morphine, then the robots took over.
Well,
I'm fading away.
We'll just have to do our best. I'm sorry, guys. There's not much we can do about it other than hope that occasionally Split Guardian's internet will cooperate. Speaking of which, there he goes.
God, oh, Jesus.
So we'll do our best.
Right.
Anyway, as you may have noticed, Split Guardian is here, my big brother.
Hi, it's me, the guy that everybody's been screaming about.
You're so popular.
I'm so popular. You know, at one point I was a Tumblr sexy man.
It's true. That's a fact.
I am currently shot up with 60 cc's of 3 days of straight fucking consciousness, and the walls are talking to me. How are we doing, fellas?
He's fine. He's doing fine. He's fine. We're also joined by my lovely, lovely, lovely wife, Queen Creeps.
Oh, I'm so glad I didn't have that extra coffee now, I swear.
Well, you could have had enough energy for both Split Guardian and myself, because I'm also working on very little sleep. I'm hoping the energy of discussing ROCs will, you know, carry us through. We'll see what happens.
If it makes you feel any better, Queen, I have drank 3 energy drinks and a Red Bull, which is separate from an energy drink because it's death.
It's true.
Yeah, I can agree.
So I've got enough energy flowing through my body for both of us.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Exactly.
It's me.
God. Anyway, so here at Discord Murder Book Club, we are, kind of recapping and talking about DMP, its creation, the fandom, the nostalgia, all that fun stuff. This episode will be covering, the early plot planning, aka the stuff that comes before episode 6, as well as episode 6 itself. This will not be spoiler-free. I cannot imagine why you would choose to consume DMP with, like Discord Murder Book Club forward. Don't do that. I guess if you do, I can't stop you, but that's gonna be a really weird way to watch this show. Anyway, So I think we should just get right into it, because we actually have quite a bit of content in this episode, so we'll see how far we get with it.
Oh, yeah.
So, first of all, Alex, I think it's time for us to talk about, you know, the chaos that occurred in our DMs. I think it is time for that.
Yeah, I believe it is. So pretty early on, oh my god, it saved the high crimes you didn't view this document.
Thank goodness, that's a vital part of this.
Thank god we were saved in the document.
Yes.
So, like, from day one of knowing there was a plot, basically, after I spoiled there was a plot and kicked it into high gear, I was basically the number 2 guy for crimes with planning everything.
Confirmed.
So we're trying to think of basic structure. I technically had access to everyone's awakened if it would help me plan the structure. I never asked for anyone's identity, but I was given it when it was important. Like, hey, so this is Grace Garden coming up, for example, when it was the Grace Garden arc. And we also immediately, before anyone was awakened, started planning for the Chaos Gods to be a thing.
Yes.
And
God.
we were great at figuring out when that would be.
Yes. But first, there's some important things from when we were... This is already off to a great start.
We're doing great right now.
I'll let you... You're the one that took these screenshots, so I'm gonna let you explain them, and I'll proceed as I feel is necessary.
Okay, so this is a real early screenshot from, like, episode 1 of DMP, before there was any plot.
Before the episode even started, it looks like.
Before the episode started, because it was Tomb of Annihilation Day at that point, and Xander couldn't make. Xander's schedule was pretty busy, so like we discussed in the first episode of Book Club, Crimes was like, I could run a mafia werewolf with my friends, and we were like, okay, and then we were like, shit, we have no materials for this. Would you like to do something that's not the Dungeons and Douchebags banner for Discord Murder Party? And that's how we got our blood splatters.
And I was like, all right, cool. Time to grab my blood splatter brush and just slap it onto the things. Maybe we can have some names on the screen as well, so that way when people die, we can cross names out and we have a visual representation of who's left in the game.
I'll see what OBS can do about that, because sure. OBS is the best platform to do this kind of thing on.
Yeah, it's a great graphic design tool. That's what I would describe OBS as.
Oh yeah. Yeah, if there's one thing I can think of, when I can think of a great user interface and a great display interface, it's OBS.
Yeah, it's like the first thing I say about OBS, every time.
Every time. So that was, like, very early on. A lot of these screenshots are some from very early on. We just didn't get to them last episode. This one, I was the seer in episode 2, and I was like, hey, is Frederick doing all right? I don't know. I'll check. And you were like, oh, this must be a mental health thing. I would check on him psychically with my seer powers!
I very sincerely went, well, it's good that Alex is concerned about our friend.
I am. However, I would also like to know if they're werewolves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
God. You just really like guns.
This is our relationship. Crime's telling me that I hope I die.
Yes, I hope.
It's really all summed up there.
I don't want to say you die, but I hope you die. What
a sentence. You die. Yeah. That's how our relationship has been for many, many years. Crimes hopes I die.
That is accurate. All right.
And this was very early Dr. McGillicuddy backstory. Very, very early Dr. McGillicuddy backstory. Before Chaos God was even Chaos God.
Jesus Christ.
Happened.
So this would have been like just after episode 3 then, I think.
Just after episode 3. And we escaped the worst timeline with Dr. McLickertitty, but this was the second worst timeline.
God.
So, what Dr. McGillicuddy did to earn an unending hell's a mystery, probably a drunken bet, let's go with that. But whatever it did, his eldritch patron, Spirit of Chaos, made sure to let him know for damn sure life is meaningless, because he'll keep going back. Unfortunately, Doc wasn't getting the hint, so the patron shoved McGillicuddy off to his frat, soror, whatever bro with a murder god saying it's your problem now. And what do you expect to happen happened. McGillicuddy got fucking dead. But then he came back. That was weird, but he died again, so it was no big until he came back again and again. And thanks to Eldritch fuckery, he remembered it every time. At some point, Murder God was probably like, fuck, take him back. I'll take care of Billy and that shitty kid who's an Undertale fan. Please take him back. But at that point, it was hilarious and justified it with, he's not going to be a problem. You think he can stop you on his own? Oh, wait, shit. Why does he hate communism? IDK, he's from the origin of the 80s where anti-communist propaganda from the 50s kept escalating. Also, communists just suck.
Wait, so he's definitely not a robot.
Definitely not
Definitely
a robot.
not.
No.
At no point was he a robot.
I'm sorry.
At no
Queen.
point was he a robot,
He was
unfortunately.
never a robot.
Incredible.
So this is us trying to figure out how do we track bits, how do we track donations, and the answer is badly.
Yes.
Because you're like, please give bits. Okay, here's donations. No, please! And then that said, there is a wheel that could be spun to decide between a couple of categories. So along with, like, planning the actual Chaos God, like, their arc and whatnot, we're also trying to figure out how the fuck to get DMP to function on a technical level.
Yes.
And it's difficult. Yeah.
I'd like to direct with the mention of donations. I'd like to direct everyone in this call's attention toward the chat
Towards Kyle's
and
terrifying
Kyle's little
smile.
Oh
Yeah.
It's very threatening.
You know
Yeah.
what you did.
The vibes, Kyle. You cannot escape your rancid vibes.
You can keep threatening us with money anytime you want, man. It's fine.
Mm.
Just point that gun straight at me.
Yeah.
I'll do it again.
Yeah. So we were trying to figure out a whole bunch of different options for the wheel, and one of them was originally going to be, there's a third murderer.
And I was like, that
Wait.
might be a little broken.
It might be a little broken. We could just nerf it instead so that it doesn't cause like an auto win, because 3 murderers is really fucking powerful.
Yes.
So instead we came up with the minion role, which now is cursed because of what Despicable Me has done to our innocent youths of today.
God, this was pre-Minions.
This was pre-Minions.
Jesus
Pre-Minions?
Christ. That's horrible.
Are
Yeah.
we absolutely sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Look, Alex, I just want you all to lose. Is that so wrong? Yes.
Look, it's just most interesting. Well, okay. The most interesting thing is either the murderers win or we get to the very end and there's only like 3 people left. That's the best way to do it. That's what I want every time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Then, so this was, I think, after episode 4 where I did Mr. Gick Millicuddy, and I wrote up a bio for Mr. Gick Millicuddy alongside, Doctor, he's earned a doctorate, Dr. McGillicuddy, at which point, Crimes was like, I like what you've written up, but, I don't know, 2 characters might be a little complicated. Could you connect it to Doc in some way? And I was like, okay, if you wish. And then
Yeah,
here's
this
my
is
attempt.
a sensible thing for me to say.
A sensible thing to say. This can only lead to clarity.
I'm sure the logic there was everyone else only gets 1 character. Alex is already getting to be a special boy, but I really feel like these characters should be connected in some way, otherwise it just gets even more unfair for everyone else, that everyone else gets 1 OC and Alex gets 25.
But life is not fair. I am the specialist boy.
He's the specialist boy.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't against making you the specialist boy, obviously.
Alright. So, there's some nonsense about the original plans for the cut crew. Some of it I don't want to show because legitimately I am like super embarrassed by it and feel uncomfortable sharing it with people. But originally they were a clan rather than the cut clan called the Illuminati, which is the greatest wordplay I have ever done. Ever. Yeah. And if you gaze into the abyss makes you a communist is once again some of the greatest writing I've ever done. Imagine DMP could have been like this. We could have focused more on the communism than any other.
Communism. I'm sure it would have gone over really well.
I'm sorry, I'm just losing it over McGillicuddy Pride.
McGillicuddy Prime.
My
Look,
favorite
it's an
energy
easy
drink.
way to keep track of the timelines.
Yeah!
Timelines.
Yeah. And all Crimes Ever Wanted was an excuse to start pretending to be the Luteces from Bioshock Infinite.
It's Lutess.
I'm a fake fan.
Exactly.
I'm a fake fan.
I'm not a fake fan, and that's why I'm putting my face in my hands. This is I could not successfully do a Lutess to save my life. I don't know why I. Let's move on. I'm really ashamed by, by this confidence I had.
Yeah.
God damn it! You can't murder God me when I'm trying to help your Trello. But why not?
Because if you do, who's going to approve shit?
You win this round.
This was very important.
This is vital.
So this was us trying to, like, figure out the wheel, because originally the numbers were very small for no particular reason. Yeah, the numbers were fucking tiny. And this is confirmation, Crimes is blind and old.
It's true. I'm old!
Yeah. I'm old! Yeah. So, this is some more gameplay. So, I'm the witch. Izzy was gonna die? Nah. You wanna you wanna kill anyone? Also, nah. You gonna die. And then the best way to play witch, bitch, no I ain't.
Fair. You wanna kill anyway?
Hell yeah, let's go. Somehow we missed some of these screenshots aren't actually talking about Chaos God stuff. It's in here somewhere.
This is funny. My friend
this
Tara,
is just funny.
She wrote a fanfic, which was first her self-insert talking to my self-insert and declaring herself to be the Mayhem God, which that's the part we're chuckling about because, you know, we already have a Mayhem God and it's Chaos God, which is already a pitch we have here at some point. I'm not sure when you initially pitched God of Mayhem.
I think God of Mayhem came with the full cut clan document.
Yeah,
when I fully fleshed out.
Yeah, but
rather than just has an Eldritch Patron, blah blah blah. Oh, the Eldritch Patron is the Chaos God.
Maybe because here's the thing though, the Cutman doc we didn't do until like end of May, start of June, and this is end of March. So I think what happened is I asked about the wheel happened and I asked what the blue thing was and you messaged me privately and said that one's the one for me taking over the game and I went haha well that's funny thing about that because my initial pitch was that this was a cycle and that you were going to be the one that took it over once Murder God loses her seat. So I think at that point that's probably when you said what if Mayhem God and I went yeah sure okay.
Yeah, you know, like a foolish person, you said, yeah, this is going to be great.
This is a good idea. But yeah, so Tara tried to declare herself Mayhem God, but it did not work because we already have a God of Mayhem.
Me.
That's Alex. But this fic is great. I'll link to it later, but it features my friend as Mayhem God, which is fun. But the thing I really love is the second half features like Doc McGillicuddy and still like switching between sleepers, Vincent interacting, and I don't know, something about the bravery to depict these two characters interacting and talking about stopping the Murder God when she had very little material to work with. Incredible. Like, it's 10 out of 10 on that alone. She just went for it.
Truly bold, truly incredible. Yeah, people have made fanfics with less. Bravo to Tara.
Tara's powerful.
Yeah. We need to go over how this plot thing's gonna work, because I have plans.
You're taking over. I think we need at least some idea of where this thing is going. No, it's
probably.
It's fine with swing it. Any consistency because it's fine. Don't worry about it, which is in a way kind of true.
Yeah.
But this was sarcastic.
Yeah,
I was joking.
Yeah, we'll just wing it. That's the best way to do this Murder Party, and then we did it.
That was a heavy sarcasm there.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this, I think, I wasn't communicating all of the plan perfectly. So I think it was somehow, like, read out that, oh, Dr. McGillicuddy is the Mayhem God.
Yeah,
no, they're two different people.
That's in my big secret plot plans doc, which also has the initial Murder God pitch, which I don't know if we should switch to that, since technically that came before this part of our discussion. Maybe?
Yeah, maybe. It might make more sense, because otherwise we'd be jumping back and forth through time.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Okay, I guess we'll switch to that. God. So it begins.
So it begins.
Okay, so, I guess I'm gonna pull this up and read it. I don't know if you want to pull it up, Alex, but okay, so I'm gonna read this to everyone. This was my initial pitch for Murder God. Okay, so not to make a sudden swerve here, but we are talking about Murder God backstory stuff, which means this is gonna get heavy. But also, okay, so you know, trigger warning for, you know, unaliving and disgusting domestic issues, and in general, trigger warning because I was a lot meaner to Murder God, and so this is going to be, I'm just warning you because I go, oh yikes, when I read this, and you might feel the same way, but we're gonna read it anyway because I think there's some interesting things to say, and anyway, so it's gonna get a little heavy. I'm just warning you. Okay, so I think, what day was this that I sent this to you? It was like end of May, right? Like, I think that was the date. Something like that. Okay, DMP's Big Secret Plot Plans, oh boy, is the name of this document that I sent to Alex Beckham.
Oh, boy.
Okay, the Murder God was once a young woman named Casilda, or Cassie for short. Casilda was a mousy, unassuming wallflower who went from being bullied through her school years to largely ignored as she got older. She enjoyed writing and art, but was never particularly good at either, and any attempts to garner attention for these skills went nowhere. In her first year of community college, she met a guy, and since he was the first person to ever give her any kind of attention, she fell head over heels for him. He used her, was mildly emotionally abusive, and eventually dumped her, saying the whole thing was just a quick, forgettable romp. This was the last straw, and Cassie decided to drown herself, thinking at the very least she could get revenge and could get someone to notice her, make the guy regret dumping her, make everyone regret ignoring her. Woof. As she faded, a person came to her, tall, resplendent, utterly cold in their manner of speech. This woman, apparently at the time, Murder God was Woomph. I don't know when that changed, because I know I pictured it being Atwis initially, so I don't know. Somewhere between this being woman, which I guess at the time I was thinking of myself, and then I was like, no, I want Atwis to be Elder to Deity.
I think before Aletheus was a thing, it was just everyone who ran was Murder God, and then you're the new Murder God.
Oh, yeah, it might be that. Anyway, either way, this woman called herself the Murder God and informed Casilda that this whole suicide thing was an incredibly stupid choice. No one was going to care that she died. No one would mourn her. Cassie made her life nothing and threw it away for nothing. But that could be fixed if Cassie wished for it. So Cassie wished for what she'd always wanted. To never be alone. To be loved. To be the center of attention and the hero in everything she'd always written about. So she joined the murder game. The game, of course, takes place on an island that may or may not exist. The island works as such. The Murder God makes promises to people in exchange for their souls. Those souls are forced to enter a murder game. The better the story and audience reactions, the more energy is released. The energy from the murder games feeds the island. Residual energy goes to granting player wishes. Eventually, the wish is granted and the soul is released, though it's often a twisted exact words genie variant. The island prefers bad ends. It does, however, want wishes granted and eventual player release. It needs things to not go stale because it needs an entertained audience. Cassie became the Murder God after being stuck in the game for 100 cycles. The previous Murder God basically orchestrated this to feel like Cassie was some hero coming to take the throne. As the previous Murder God faded, she laughed. There we go, one last wish granted. Here you are, Casilda, here's what you always wanted. You will never be truly alone. You'll finally have an audience. You'll have their love and adoration forever and ever. You are the hero and the villain in your own story, and you'll rot here forever, just like I did. Ominous as hell, but hey, cool, Cassie's a god now. As soon as she became Murder God, she tried to release the others who were stuck with her. She granted the wishes of the friends she'd made through the murder games and released them, then found she couldn't leave herself. The Murder God, for all her power, cannot leave the island. The island needs the Murder God as a mouthpiece and someone to gather energy, and the Murder God needs the island to live and also for the use of her powers. The island is timeless and forever. Though Casilda started her life in modern days, she's been shifted all through time and space. She's been trapped for several centuries, and now that she would be trapped considerably longer unless she found a way out. So she came up with a plan to get out. Her power comes from stories, after all, and she was convinced if she could build the best possible story, eventually she could release everyone, not just the players. So she got new players, made promises, and has not kept them for a very long time. At first, she told herself this was for a greater good of finally ending the cycle. Sure, this was extremely messed up, but people would understand eventually. The island has an addictive quality and tends to exacerbate a person's worst traits. So as time went on, Casilda grew to enjoy her position. She was always a bit power-hungry, always a bit narcissistic, and always pretty arrogant, and the island just exasperated that. She forgot her name, she forgot about trying to save everyone, she's forgotten everything. She can't feel empathy anymore, can't understand why death would bother anyone, doesn't really get satisfaction or enjoyment unless it relates to something exciting happening in the game. She's addicted to attention and control. Anyway, she's a healthy sociopathic individual, it's fine. Another thing of importance. So the Murder God Sigil is for a series of, like, eldritch gods from other games I made. These gods are currently trapped between dimensions and they're trying to escape and also combine every single quantum universe back into a single point and probably undo the Big Bang. It's fine. That shit's barely relevant. Anyway, the island slash murder god. That shit's barely relevant. Barely relevant. Anyway, the island slash murder god, they are one and the same, and you really can't have one without the other, is one of the stars. I think the island slash murder god is trying to gather energy to break free from the 5-star system. I mean, all 5 of them do want to influence the other universes, basically, maybe. There's a lot of, gosh, here's the bigger story I could set out for when DMP ends with, like, connecting universes. Oh man, but we're not there yet.
I'm sorry, the 5-star system sounds like they're running a hotel or something.
It does kind of sound like that.
Welcome to the Hotel California.
You know, I hear you can check in, but you can never leave.
Yeah, exactly right.
Maybe there's a lot of, anyway, so now the murder god knows that she wants to gather energy, but she thinks it's to escape into the real world. She's convinced if she can make it to the audience's dimension, she can control things there. She says she's tired of being limited and wants freedom. She does spin this as this, I'm going to release all of them, so you shouldn't have a problem with this plan, but that's just to make herself look good. She doesn't have empathy for the players or anyone anymore. She has held off for too long and the island is getting restless. The island is starting to undo her power, hence why in the last game everything started falling apart. Keep in mind this was episode 5 I'm talking about. The murder god won't give up though. She just has to change the script to be more dramatic. So her current plan is to give people their names back one by one, giving them more narrative power, making it seem like she's losing control. This will be done a number of ways. Familiar scenarios, by having other players abruptly play out scenes from the other character's life, sometimes just with the murder god outright triggering the awakening. Once a player gains their name back, they don't lose their memories when the game resets. However, they do still have to play the game. If they don't, they run the risk of breaking the minds of players who haven't regained their names yet. I think once the first person regains their memories, we'll have to do a throwaway run wherein everyone wakes up, a player starts just totally ignoring the rules and not playing, and everything else just immediately everyone else just starts losing it and dying terribly. Then the murder god resets everything. Anyway, little by little, everyone starts getting their memories back. Once everyone has them, they can confront the murder god. I'll probably run Reality Island again for this one. The murder god will play up losing her powers and being stuck in a corner, only to suddenly declare this has been her plan all along. Now she can finally leave this place and get out. Then McGillicuddy comes in and steals it all, cause I guess he's also a god? Not sure how that's gonna work. Obviously this is where we gotta start talking. I do think potentially McGillicuddy knows her actual name and actually knows all this shit. That'd be kind of a fun way to drop that, since then we have this general theme of, like, if you have someone else's name, you have power over them. Also the dumb meta thing of surprise, you're the other narrator. To Alex Beckham. Either way, that's our season closer. From there, I'd like to determine some way for Cassie to get back into power. I think she retains the narrative energy she built up, but she can't use it because of course she's not in the murder god seat. Man, I don't even know. I'm not sure if it's better if she remembers everything and is just powerless to stop it, or if she goes through exactly what everyone else did. Either way, oh boy, character development, Cassie. I hope you have fun learning to be empathetic again. I think it would be fun to have her realize, oh, my wish was granted, and it turns out I'm a power-hungry jerk who just really loves attention, and also, wow, I was terrible to people. I have absolutely no idea how this leads to her getting back into control, though. So yeah, real problem is I have no idea how our endgame will actually work. For the ending, right now what I'm aiming for is I'd like her to get back in control, but with her memories. Then ideally she chooses to let everyone go, though she can't leave herself. She lets them go one by one and gives them a happy ending, and then it's just her and McGillicuddy. I don't think either of them can actually leave since they're gods. I think they're both stuck there. I think in the end, as much as she hates her arch nemesis, Cassie really likes him. He's her main constant after all. So things are peaceful for a moment, and then they're just like, want to trick more suckers into terrible improv games? Yes. And that's how the show ends.
That's how the show would have ended.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah,
Wow.
God, so there's layers to this. We'll get to, I thought McGillicuddy was supposed to be a god because I didn't understand at the time, but I wanted to address how this is an incredibly mean and extremely uncharitable read of Casilda Howards.
Dude, this is an awful read. Like, I used this read to help write Chaos God's speech during Cassie's backstory because reading it like this is really fucking mean.
Yes.
So mean.
God, so I did not remember I was this mean until I read this a couple weeks ago. God, so it's interesting in retrospect. So now, as I sit down and get a little personal, so sometimes, I'm trying to figure out where to even start with this. It's almost like I didn't like myself and I was just starting therapy. And, I hadn't fully processed a bunch of things in therapy. Like, the fact that in this the guy was only mildly abusive and basically it's on her for having a problem. That's because I had not fully processed my memories of horrible abuse. And also, I don't know, I was worried about making this character too close to my personal experiences, plus at the time I was not being very forgiving to myself about said experiences. For the record,
So
this
just generally being mean to yourself, like, a lot. So, let's just say you are a girl growing up in a very conservative environment, and let's just say you're the sort of person who comes up with all the ideas and is the one that comes up with all the cool games and is generally the one that leads the little group of nerds around. If you're a boy, then that's super cool and you're a natural born leader. If you're a girl, it means you're very bossy and a control freak. Do anything.
Which is, you know, super great and healthy. So it's taken me a really long time to be okay with the fact that I just like running things, and that's okay, actually. So I acknowledge, in retrospect, perhaps an amount of this going on about how Murder God is the worst person ever and is a huge control freak and just wants to be the center of attention is perhaps an amount of projection, because it's fine if I just say I'm terrible, then that will make up for how terrible I am. I was not terrible. It turns out that through therapy, perhaps actually I'm not a terrible person. Who could have foreseen this? So yeah,
we are very proud of you, Kristen.
Thank you, yeah. I'm super glad we didn't go through with this. Another aspect of this is just that, I was really, you know, obviously I was having a lot of fun playing Murder God as evil. Evil Murder God is very iconic, dare I say it? And also, everyone was like, oh man, Kristen, fuck me up, make her be so mean to me. And I was like, I mean, if I have her be sympathetic and have a character arc, then people who don't get to be bullied as much will be disappointed. And I don't know if the viewers are gonna be okay with me, like, trying to make this disaster sympathetic. So, you know, I guess I just won't do that. And then, you know, time went on and I went, fuck it, we ball. This might be a hard sell, but I'm gonna fucking try it anyway, because that's the storyline I guess I have to tell right now, so we'll see how it goes. Anyway, the moral of the story is, be nicer to yourself, actually.
Yeah!
Said several people in the chat.
Everyone like, oh my god, Kristen, were you okay? No. No, I was not.
Oh dear, oh gorgeous.
Oh god, oh no, oh no, oh no. So yeah, so this is the really mean things, and I'm like, so yeah, and McGillicuddy, who's also a god, and Alex is like, McGillicuddy is not a god, so you're wrong about that already. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we need to fix this shit real quick.
Fix this shit right now.
Yeah. So basically, yeah, the idea was actually, the assassin, who was not named Stephen Cutter at this point, stabs Murder God, but this pisses off Mayhem God, who is definitely not Chaos God at this point. I pictured an annoying big brother relationship, which is definitely not where we ended up.
No.
So then he comes in, presumably for revenge, to take over the game, but he's way worse to people and gets control back.
Yes, so everyone's like, actually, Murder God was the better choice, so I guess we'll get her in power instead.
Yeah.
It's so like, with the way it actually played, Chaos God came in and like half of the cast was just like, Yeah. What's up? What's up, new drink of wine on the mug?
Oh no, you've become a robot.
Oh no! You're being devoured by the robot.
Should be.
God. Do you remember what you
I'm not
said?
allowed to speak. I'm not allowed to speak.
I hope that fixes soon.
Yes, you are.
Am I alive?
You're
Am I
currently
here?
alive right now.
You're currently alive.
Okay, I was basically saying how, like, the entire cast, when Chaos God did come about and basically gave their whole rundown, the whole cast was just like, I like the cut of this gym. This is neat. We also hate everything going on here.
We love New Dad.
New Dad is cool.
It wasn't even dad. It was like, ooh, new uncle.
This was a joke. No, I don't think no one sees him as a dad figure. I'm just making a bit.
Gotta hope not.
Like, he canonically has kids and they don't see him as a dad figure.
Yes.
Oh, straight up. But yeah, so the fact that they were supposed to be worse.
They're supposed to be worse.
Both of these characters were supposed to be worse.
Yeah, like the only thing that made Chaos God not the ideal situation was the fact he went, so I'm gonna blow this up. Yeah, and you all are unfortunately gonna have to go too.
Like, everyone was on board until he said that.
Until that happened.
Until that happened.
Can we find another? No.
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 God.
Yeah. Look, I like you, but I don't really like you as a people, so...
P.S. Crimes, can you elaborate on your thought process with that initial ending? I'm so curious. Alex and I have a good banter vibe, and I felt like just having them both be kind of dicks together who just keep running these games forever seems like fun. That's it. I thought I was just like, we're playing the kind of dicks who would run murder games. Therefore, they continue to run murder games because they're assholes.
Listen.
Assholes.
Yeah. In so many streams, I am an agent of chaos, and Crimes is just so good at bouncing off of that.
Yep.
That's yeah. Art Venture Noir happened because of ours bouncing off of each other as asshole film noir parody characters.
Correct. Yes. God. But yeah, so let's see this sheet.
All right. So yes, we do indeed have a sheet. Where is it? Somewhere. Oh, there it is. I need to copy the link. I copied the link. I'm gonna paste it here.
Yay.
So yeah. So stuff happened. Like, there was a form where, like, people were supposed to fill that out and not change the rules. I was like, I am the god of motherfucking chaos. Why would he keep that intact? Why would he keep that intact? Yeah. So, yeah, this was original Chaos God sheet. It changed less than it did for McGillicuddy and the Cut Clan, but there were still some changes. But let's go through it. Some rules about this crossed out. Rules? That's adorable. They're more what you would call guidelines than actual rules. Whatever you do, meaning is with is still law, and law does not apply to the God of Chaos. You could sooner kill every star in the sky than tell the God of Chaos what to do. Actually, that's a swell idea. 1 second. 3, you are a gibbering speck of meat and bone in a universe that does not care about you. A speck on a speck on a speck on a speck on just one of many, many, many planes of reality, and you are so infinitesimally weak and useless that any idea you can change the world or make a difference means nothing. Snowcone? Remember that this is just a game, and we're here to have fun. It's more like Mario Party than any other type of game, but let's be honest, the second you play Mario Party, you lose all friendships you might have had. Not a problem for DMP characters, huh? They regularly kill each other. And above all else, just remember we're trying to make an interesting story. What's more interesting than snapping your minds in half over my knee as you try to comprehend what forsaken act of madness you'll be dragged through now that the rules of DMP mean nothing? But above all, have fun and do your best. Smiley face.
Matey face.
Love the cut of this guy's joke.
Love the cut of this guy's bib.
So cool. So
He
cool.
gets me. He gets me.
It gets me. Names are an invention of man to label and sort a universe they would not otherwise understand. Don't need one. Age. Ever try comprehending the known universe, kid? How about the unknown? Family and/or friends. What? No, like, what is this question? I'm supposed to be keeping track of this? Everyone I know is either a vessel, going to be a vessel, or hates me. Or all three. Oh my god, there's a link. I think I fucking narrated this. I think there was an old attempt at the Chaos God voice before it became this. Let's go.
Oh my god, I don't remember this. Oh, okay.
A lot of people will tell you
Oh
that
my
the world
God.
began when some douche said, "Let there be light." They're wrong. Before that, in my world, there was chaos. Glorious, primordial chaos. The elements crashing against each other, making one form and then switching to the next like it was nothing. Then came the douchebag, banishing the primordials to another plane, yelling, "Let there be light!" forming the world, yada yada yada. And it was so annoying. It wasn't bad enough that people put structure to a universe that ultimately didn't need or want any. It was the fact that they were proud of it. Every time a pathetic little human bragged to his friends about putting in a house or a pool or whatever, like it wasn't going to be all for nothing in the end, was just one more slap in the face to existence itself. Nothing in this miserable world or any world beyond makes a damn lick of sense. It cannot be tamed, cannot be controlled, and the sooner people realize that life is meaningless, the sooner they can join the party. That is chaos. So here we are for the longest night on the town that the known and unknown universes have ever seen. And this proverbial town, we are painting red! Of course, it means I'd have to actually stay focused on which proverbial town I am actually painting, which is just hard, you know? Life is just boring without chaos thrown in. You can't blame me for losing interest in stuff. I try my best to make it fun, to make it entertaining. But sometimes, I feel as if my captive audience just doesn't appreciate the effort. Hey, who gives a shit what anyone else thinks? Huh? I came here to make vessels, break shit, and chew bubblegum. And I've only got one pack of bubblegum that I will not share.
First of all, I fucking love that. That
Yeah.
was way cool.
Jesus, way to show up my pitch. I don't know.
Second of all,
I don't know if I ever
Second.
actually clicked this link. I must have once, but I didn't click it after that point because I assumed it was my brain. Like, 'cause I remember the visual description linked to like a picture, so I figured they must all just link to.
Aw.
Yeah, this is like the OG.
I'm
The
sorry.
OG Chaos God design, yeah.
I love the thought that that is actually Chaos God's real voice, but as soon as he joins the stream, he's like, there's too many technical difficulties to pull this off.
Yeah.
Chaos God has ADHD confirmed.
I mean,
ADHD confirmed. Yeah. This was definitely old Chaos God, where he was way more of a nihilist than anything.
Also very like definitely feels more Bill Cipher-y for sure.
I was gonna.
I still had not seen Gravity Falls at this point. That
that's
just
what's
kind of happened.
wild.
I sit here and I wonder, give Chaos God an Adderall.
What? I raised my little hand. What does make vessels mean?
So, this was quickly cut out because it was very stupid, but originally, like, McGillicuddy is a vessel/puppet for the Chaos God, and that was supposed to, like, I guess mean something more important, but then, like, around season 2, probably even before that, I was like, I don't know what I was talking about here. It probably wasn't going to lead into anything interesting. Fuck it. Out the window.
Why not?
Happens a lot throughout the show.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have to understand, DMP was partially planned. Like, clearly this was planned well in advance. We had this planned at season 1. But a lot of it was written by the seat of my pants.
I mean, that's the case with DMP as a whole.
Yeah. So, visual description, blah, blah, blah. The old Chaos God design is somewhere. I don't know if I still have it. I've reformatted this computer a whole lot.
We'll look for it when we have to show the hell of, like, the Chaos God design iterations.
Yeah. Yeah, it might make more sense when we're going to his actual reveal in the games.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
The many attempts to get him to
Oh
look.
my fucking god.
Yeah. But yeah, my thought was, I think at this point Murder God had the eyes open on her design, the extra eye design.
Yeah, on her face.
That was, that was like based on Grima from Fire Emblem Awakening, because Juno loves some Fire Emblem.
Something I didn't. I was like, oh, that sounds like a really cool idea. Yeah, that can be a part of her thing. Then everyone's like, that's a Fire Emblem reference. Oh, now everyone's gonna think I like Fire Emblem.
Oh no. But I was like, okay, what can contrast this? Mouths where they should not be. I think it was based on the Corinthian from Sandman, back before I knew Neil Gaiman was Neil Gaiman.
We're all absolved of this. There was no way for us to know.
Yeah, but yeah, that character had like teeth instead of eyes, and I was like, that looks cool as hell.
Yeah.
I want like mouths that appear instead of eyes when he's laughing maniacally, mouths that appear on his cheekbones. That would be really cool. But have you seen that movie Teeth with Megan Fox? Yeah, mouths can appear there, so you can take your sexy Murder God fans and send them to me for a fun time.
There were already so many people sending me stuff about how, oh my god, she's so hot, let her step on my windpipe.
She's so small, though. I don't know if she'd be able to put any weight on it.
Well, then, listen, it's the sexiness of the idea without her actually killing you, so actually it's peak for that sort of... Anyway.
Yeah. Alright, so... blah, 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 me being really silly with general arc, reveal ideas, give me a roll, alright, here you go, rock and roll McDonald's.
Oh my god.
By Wesley Willis too, so we know it's quality. Excellent. And then there's me being like, hey, so, Chaos God's insane, please let me know the other player's boundaries so I don't say something like, and then he takes a poo in your tuba, and someone raises their hand. I specifically wanted no tubas in Discord Murder Party.
Classic.
Yeah. But, yeah, so that's the sheet, and then, okay, so here's Chaos God, so you know who's the actual guy who's taken over. It's not Dr. McGillicuddy.
Mm-hmm.
Then the relationship. Basically the Joker to Murder God's Lex Luthor, back when, Murder God was evil, and we thought she would be competent.
You know, as a brief aside, not to interrupt, but we always joke about her being incompetent, and in many ways she is incompetent, but also a lot of people who seem incompetent are actually just dealing with trauma and other shit. Be nice to yourself. But anyway, she's a fucking idiot. Continue.
Anyway, she's a fucking dummy. She's a big fucking dummy.
Big old dummy.
Yeah.
Continue.
So they have that relationship. He decides to pull some Joker shit, shove over Dr. McGillicuddy. So then he's like, oh, you're annoyed by one McGillicuddy? Have 3 more. But he didn't factor in that the smug French one would want to have the powers of a god. So doesn't work out that way. Chaos God gets pissed off. Then he shows up. I planned to have him rip McGillicuddy in half for the reveal from the beginning.
Yeah, that was a part of the base concept.
Yeah. Always has been. McGillicuddy was gonna get ripped the fuck in half.
Yep.
Bunch noise.
Yeah. Oh my god, we got an old Doc backstory refined after the Chaos God.
Yeah.
In a world that was, for all intents and purposes, Hotline Miami, one doctor stood in anger. Russian mobs had taken root in society, and worse, they were communists. Eager to find a way to rid his home of the red filth, the doctor sold nuclear codes to a military sect known as the Black Dogs for $1 billion. Only for one of the bombs to explode prematurely, wiping out millions of lives and the National Gold Reserve. Normally he would have been picked up and given a wish to go back and make a different choice, but the God of Chaos found this hilarious enough to make him a consort, which I guess was another word for fucking vessel? I don't know. What the fuck was I talking about, Alex? Jesus. This back on notice on other Earths is Chaos God's not a subtle man. To avoid this fate, the Time Police Time found Earth 3's version of McGillicuddy, who I guess would have been Steven, and cast him into a new world where he wouldn't bother Earth 3. Unfortunately, he went to Earth 4, where the Frenchman, an Illuminati, don't want to hit copyright cultist, also felt the effects of the Chaos God. Wanting the powers of Godhood for himself because of incredible smugness, he found the young Earth 3's doctor and raised him into the world's deadliest assassin with the intent to kill a god and take their power, and in his prime, the assassin probably could. I thought this was good writing. I thought these were good ideas.
I mean, I thought it sounded fun. I didn't think
Police.
I'm now granted, I was in a state where I would have said yes to anything because I was terrified to say no to people, but I thought this was fun. But I was also confused. Which I think
we didn't get to interact with the Time Police.
Excuse you mean the Time
The Time
Police
Police what police time?
You're so right, my mistake.
This was like pre-Loki as well.
Yeah,
this was before Loki. Loki was put in there specifically to give people used to drawing Chaos God.
Yes.
Oh, God, no, I meant the TV show Loki.
The TV show Loki.
Oh, this was before the TV show Loki. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It's really funny.
God.
Yeah. Okay, it continues. Bored that the Doctor is paying more attention to his family after countless cycles of mayhem. The Chaos God! Typo in the chat. Literally unplayable. The Chaos God sends him out to be babysit by his bestie, the Murder God, who murders him. But since the Doctor is the consort of the Chaos God, he can't really die. This continued for countless more cycles, endlessly frustrating the Murder God. Chaos God found this hilarious and decided, rather than to help, to send all incarnations of McGillicuddy to her to be the Bugs Bunny to Yosemite Sam. Too long, didn't read. The Chaos God trolling the Murder God.
Was true.
That's true. And I remember going, this sounds delightful. I love him so much. I read that pitch and I was like, I love him immediately. And now I'm cursed to love this character and not be able to talk about him for, well, you know, I'll be able to talk to him come March 20.
Yeah, come March when we introduce him in March 2019.
Yeah. Anyway, oh God, let's see here. So I think next is
Yeah. So this is our writing styles in a nutshell.
Anyways, the whole point is that actually this tragic backstory was caused by this person's own character flaws, and also by the way, white choice doesn't matter. And here's a bunch of musings on the concept of
Communist!
Nothing matters. Mope.
Nothing matters! The mariachi band then eats itself.
I love it. This is good. Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. So, so at some point we were planning out Chaos God getting kicked out, and at some point, this is something I really legitimately do miss back when we had the old relationship and we didn't revamp Murder God to be, you know, the original pitch for Murder God. But at some point, I think we wanted her to kick him out by saying, I want my McGillicuddy back, and punching him in the face.
Which sounds so great. I missed that line. I'm sad that we lost that line.
Yeah. That's one of the only things about old McGillicuddy and Cut Plan documents that I miss.
Yeah.
I want my McGillicuddy back. It's just so good a line.
It's a good line. Would you like God, just like, I like this is good. Goddamn, every time I use this 4A4B thing, I start getting a headache. Why are you like this?
Time travel!
I can't wait for the endless theories that will never make any sense because this doesn't make any fucking sense.
Of course it does.
No, Alex. No, it doesn't.
I'll spend the next several minutes putting together a diagram.
Oh, that might help, actually.
And oh wait, here's the diagram. Yeah.
I see why the Time Police needed to be involved.
The diagram.
Yeah, this is so clear.
I mean,
Is this not clear?
I truly naively believed he was about to send something that would make things very clear. And to be fair, if you know what's going on, it is technically correct.
Yeah. See, if you know everything ahead of time, then technically it does make sense.
Yes.
However. without deep knowledge of how the Cut Clan works that you wouldn't have gotten until season 4, episode 12. None of this makes any goddamn sense. Yeet.
Baguette.
Baguette.
Yeet baguette.
Yeet baguette and then just knife.
Knife, and then bed stiller from Dodgeball.
Yeah. That clarifies it all.
Exactly.
It's perfect sense.
Yeah.
Perfect sense.
Yeah. Perfect.
And I don't know what is so incomprehensible. What are you not getting?
Yeah, what's not clear about this?
Yeah, so I naively sat there, a little happy little smile on my face, like, my friend Alex is about to send me something that's gonna make this clearer, and then he sent me this, and my face just fell. You know? I don't know why I expected anything else.
Look, what is there not to understand?
I don't.
Exactly. You don't know what there is not to understand. It's clear.
Well, here it is. Here's my friendship with you. All those months spent writing so many words about how great you are, and now here we are.
I really think this is the culmination of our skills as writers and collaborators.
Well, they say write what you know.
Slowly sinking into her chair.
Right.
Our dynamic has not changed a bit.
No.
It works!
It fucking works! It's been the same, and it has not changed. Hey, are you keeping the blue Alex runs DMP now space on the wheel?
Yeah, but the chances of landing on it are super low, and until Chaos God reveal, I'm planning on treating it as dealer's choice to make it not seem like a big deal.
And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense, because, you know, it's not like it's gonna need to be on there for that long, because Chaos God is coming in March 2019.
It's coming in March!
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember this day so that when it happens, you may look upon yourself and go, oh shit.
I'd say at this rate it won't be a twist, so there's no goddamn way anyone's gonna figure out for McGillicuddy, so congrats, your plot is undecipherable enough that no theories will ever be 100% confirmed.
After my helpful diagram? I can't believe.
Can't wait for the post-show where that shows up. Also, I've worked it out, and I think we have enough content for probably 2 seasons-ish.
Yeah, ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, just about 2 seasons
Just 2
we can get through it.
Yeah.
You monster.
God, so
This is the post show where your diagram finally shows up.
So, in my defense, I think with this, so the reason why I was thinking this is because, like, so this was all improv, and it seemed like things were coming very fast. So I was under the impression that someone was going to be waking up, like, every episode. And I also didn't think we'd be taking any breaks, because, you know, prior to this point, DMP episodes had not been that much effort to put together. So I figured they would all be as light and easy as the 5 episodes where all we were doing was playing werewolf, because, you know, duh. And I also figured I'd be having everyone wake up faster because, like, I didn't want to make people have to wait for too long, because I was worried people would get impatient, because we couldn't really afford to pay anyone much more than, like, congratulations, you can now buy a burger. And when you can't pay people with money, you have to have some other kind of incentive to make sure they participate in this insane passion project fever dream we've all for some reason signed our souls to. So I was like, I better make sure everyone wakes up really fast. So I figured everyone would wake up, but then Chaos God would be in control for like a full season. So the second season would be everyone all being awake and having relationships and stuff. You know, naively not considering the fact that, you know, if we're gonna have, I mean, at the time it would have been a 14-person cast, because it would have been the 12 souls plus Doc and Steve, plus Doc, plus Murder God. So I guess, yeah, it's still 14. Yeah. The point is, that's a lot of characters to have a character arc, but I swear there actually was an amount of method to my madness. It's just that once we started actually making the show, I realized, oh, it turns out, now that we're starting to make the show, it's not gonna work like that at all.
Yeah, oopsie poopsie. Yeah, and then, like, this I think came, right before episode 6, where we were trying to figure out...
This is between episodes 6 and 7, it looks like, based on the dates. Sorry to interrupt you.
Okay. Yeah, but this was like, okay, we need to... we're having a plot now. We have to start figuring out how we're going to share that information with people. we could try doing full story recaps every couple of episodes.
Yeah, every couple of episodes, like, hey, here it is, condensed. Imagine all your information for half an hour. I don't know if you're not feeling it. It might not be worth putting the effort. Or we could start calling on our supposed recap highlights team that exists, or so I'm told they exist.
It probably would take the same amount of time. I have the narration ready, because going through the 3 hours and cutting them to 7 or 8 minutes actually takes a while.
This is why I started specifically looking for the clips and timestamping them for Alex.
Yeah, because otherwise, I was trying to vaguely remember where was the funny thing. Where was the cool thing
Where
that
was the
happened?
cool thing that happened?
Where was the funny?
Where was the funny
Yeah.
thing?
And then in between that, finalizing Chaos God. Goodbye, sweet prince! I'm glad I got your bio done 5 months early.
I mean, 5 months for his appearance may be too early. Who even knows? Like, I think we'll probably get into about 5 reveals by the end of this season. Because if we had to reveal every episode, it would be too predictable. Also, I want to give the players space to create their own relationships and arcs and shit, because if I plan everything and don't leave space for that, it would be very boring. So I have no idea when Chaos is coming, but it's probably not going to be until, like, mid-season 2, or it's the end of season 2. But hey, better to have this shit planned out now. I'll just be the only person loving him for months, I guess. And then I'll draw him and have no one to show but you, and it will slowly kill me.
Oh boy! And then the evolution of recaps. So,
Yes.
we went from just various clips of the show. Including Kemi had this cool idea to present them as, like, data entry logs, and Kemi was like, boy, some art would be cool, but I'm not sure if that'll happen. So we're gonna test that out. Queen's writing the thing. We'll toss the recording into the DMP. Yo, artists, if anyone wants to illustrate something for this, here's your deadline. So this was the birth of not only recaps, but art for
Yes.
Discord Murder Party.
Correct.
That's official art for Discord Murder Party.
There was some official art, because initially I planned on well, I'll get into this more with mine and Split's DMs, but I did have, like, drawings that I had it, like, in, like, the stream ending screen. But those were the only official art until we started doing the logs. Then we started getting art. God. So yeah.
I actually have a little miniature story. Those logs were the reason I ended up doing a master's in university.
Well, hey, I'm glad you got use out of it.
Because I got a careers advisor at the end of my 3rd year, and she's like, "Are you doing a master's?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm not too sure." I was like, "Okay, well, what have you done?" And I'm like, "Oh, I do this, like, little podcast series. I write the logs, but it's nothing really big." No, put that in your application.
Put that in your application. God.
And then I did.
You know, DMP unironically got a lot of people jobs and got people scholarships and things like that. So I'm glad it was helpful for people. Let's see here. I guess since Split's quickly BRB'd, let's look at the my other interesting screenshots corner.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Okay, God, okay, so this was, like, just before episode 6, like, day of. Everyone, okay, I believe I've sent out everyone's roles. If I missed anyone or there's any confusion, please let me know. Also, some heads up in regards to plot stuff. I do have basic story structure in mind. I've got plans for each of you, so you can hint at your regular character personas. If anything feels familiar, feel free to hint. But please don't actually go for your reveal unless I give you the okay beforehand. I know that means we basically have a loose script, and I expect that loose script to go off the rails because so much of this is improv, but I want to at least make sure everyone gets their space and time to shine. So please don't worry, your stuff will come.
Yeah, and then we all followed that.
Yeah, that's definitely what happened. I was like, Miguel Cuddy's done a fair bit of plot already, so I'm not gonna hog that time. Have other people be fantastic, and I was like, I'm so incredibly amused that half the recap is Miguel Cuddy right now.
Yeah.
God.
That's what happens when you have the actor playing McGillicuddy cutting the recaps.
I mean, he's also, like, the only consistent plot element aside from Murder God, so that's why.
Oh, right, so there's also that.
Yes. We need to establish that he keeps coming back and he knows it. And I was like,
That's a major part of the plot.
I'm not complaining, it was all super important, and I super love it.
Because it establishes the groundwork for fun.
Is there a reason he specifically knows, or is that a secret?
Big smiley. Who knows?
Ooh.
Nah, you all got shit you don't know about each other and stuff that ties into the plot. Keep it a secret.
Secrets. Yeah. To avoid metagaming, Kristen's the only one allowed to know all the dirty secrets.
Yep. I get to be as meta as I fucking want.
Kristen, you swine.
Thank you. That's a great Phil impression. Delightful.
Delightful.
This was a comment on episode 6. I hope this ends with each of them waking and leaving the show. It ends with Dr. McGillicuddy, with just Dr. McGillicuddy and the murder god. And I screenshotted this and sent it out because I was like, oh no, they figured it out!
Oh shit, they figured it out! Abandoned ship!
Oh no, they already know! And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try some new stuff tomorrow, like pre-rolling everyone's rolls and sending them to y'all a few hours before the stream. You know, as opposed to right before the stream and during the break. Wow, what a wild thing to consider.
Consider, wow, imagine.
Consider. Let's see here. Is there anything, real quick, I'm trying to see if there's anything early in illustrations that's like, because I know most of this is, yeah, this is all like episode 6 stuff, so I guess it's time to get to well, let's go back to let's go to Mind Split's DMs. I know he's not back yet, but I think yeah, there was a lot here actually. Does this one have the Murder God character design opera in here? Nope. Okay, it's in here somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh.
Illustrations maybe? There it is. I'm stupid. Okay, so, I'm gonna explain Murder God's design. First of all, click on the Gale one, that's like, yeah, that one. So this is a sketch that Gale did of like a pitch for Murder God. This is, you know, clearly just me, but Tim Burtonified.
Yeah, that's a tall Tim Burton goggles.
Tall Tim Burton goggles. Love that. Love that so much. But, you know, obviously I wasn't gonna stick with that, and we couldn't use Flux, so it's time to design this character. So if you go down to, let's go to MG version 1 first, actually. Don't worry, we'll get to that. That one there. So this was actually my initial sketch of this character. I was trying to... So this is, you know, I know I really keep this under wraps. But Murder God is heavily based, at least her design is heavily based on, Kiss Shot of Sarah Orion Heart Underblade from Monogatari / Shinobu Oshino. She has so many fucking names. Monogatari is a very normal show. Anyway, I really liked this character, like, a lot, so an amount of inspiration of, like, and I just watched, Kizu Monogatari, which is, like, the movie, and it was really good, and it gave me a lot of inspiration, and it happened to happen, like, right as we were starting on DMP, so I kind of was like, what if I made her kind of like her, but not fully like her? I shouldn't like commit too much. So first I was like, maybe this cool dress, so I made this dress, which isn't awful, but, well, no, I hate it actually. Like, it's I don't know how to, where do I even start with this? It's not
What are those?
What are those? It's too girlish, I think. It makes her seem too young, which Murder God feels like a grown-ass adult, so did not feel correct. But still an interesting thought. Go to the other early one. Should be
Murder God feels like a college
should
student.
be hit next. Yeah, and then I was like, maybe I'll have her hair be longer, and then I'm like, no, Kristen, you have a pixie cut. Just give her a pixie cut. See, there was a brief instance where the black star was on the back of her neck. That's an interesting thought. So
Yeah.
fascinating.
Yep.
But I was like, okay, so she's gonna have short hair. Okay, let's work on the thing. So now we can get to the actual saga here. So I drew this, which, as you can see, is a swing dress of sorts. No tool here. She's got a fucking knife. What's interesting here is first of all, this very important image that Split Guardian sent, because I was brainstorming this while I was in call with Split Guardian. I don't know the context of why he sent this to me, but it is, like, fitting with the character.
I'll be so real, I have no fucking idea.
Yeah, but, so something I think is so fucking funny about this image. You see how, like, you see this dress? You want to know what's interesting about the top of this dress?
Mm-hmm.
It has straps.
It does have straps.
It does have straps in the initial
Does have
sketch.
straps.
So, yes, this originally has straps, and then Split Guardian did this.
The Guardian did this.
So I said this. Yes?
That's the context. I did that because there were straps.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's why.
Obviously.
Yeah, that's right, Ray. Sorry, it turns out there were straps on the dress originally.
There were straps all along.
Yeah, always have been.
Always have been. So yeah, so I did that, and then I started trying to figure out colors. And I was also trying to figure out, like, what kind of knife she should have, so Split and I were sending back and forth a couple of various daggers for, like, inspiration, like you do. I just drew this. I thought it was cool.
Which it is.
And then I started trying to come up with colors. Black Murder God is as cursed as White Baku is.
Holy shit!
So my thought here was, okay, she's got really light hair, and the contrast might look kind of cool.
Oh.
And then she's less just me, but...
Yeah. Crimes is the whitest little girl you could ever picture.
The whitest woman of all existence. So I was trying to come up with, because I was telling myself I was going to find a color palette that wasn't just Kiss Shot from Monogatari. We're gonna flip through a couple of these, and you're gonna see that just didn't work out. So white dress, not really the right vibe. Black fading into red, doesn't work really. Cursed, absolutely not.
Cursed.
No, well, stop zooming in.
Don't zoom in on it. Don't zoom in on it.
So I went with this, and then Split was like, just having her in the swing dress doesn't seem very godly. You should add some stuff to it. Like, what if she had, like, the darkness, like, fading into, like, some more transparent stuff at the bottom? And I'm like, oh, that's a really cool idea. So I changed the top to be more of an A-line cut, because I've worn that sort of dress, and it just looks good on me. And, and thus the tool was added, and there we go. We've created an icon.
Yay.
Created an icon.
And apparently Split Guardian responded to this icon with whatever the fuck this is.
There was a point in, like, early DMP/IR in which I was just straight up incomprehensible.
So you say that as if you're not occasionally incomprehensible now.
Yeah.
I was beyond anything, I think.
That's fair, that's fair.
Like, I think I was the true Chaos God at some point.
Truly an entity. But yeah, so here it is. Here's the very first actual character thing, which we used for so long. Behold those couple of dots on her dress, which are not gonna stay here. Those couple of buttons are not gonna stay here for very long. And also, like, there's such a... It's funny, because, of course that was for the original thing, but now that she has, like, the extra gray part at the top of the dress, those buttons are completely pointless, so there's no reason... And the halo, which I put on this and only ever put it in this.
Yeah.
Black halo optional, and by optional I mean never use it. The stuff on her hands is ink. It spreads up and down her arms. Her hands are never really clean. Symbolism.
Symbolism.
The mark on her chest is part of her. It is not a necklace. This is her sigil. 5 stylized black stars. The dagger looks like it should always look pretty simple and never really look 3D. Like Mickey's ears, but much more sinister. The little stars move. That never really came up, but
It didn't happen.
Her eyes are usually gold. Also, she has fangs and BD. They only turn red when she's completely lost it. Oh no, my baby is frustrated. Also, intense anger means edgy black veins. Boy, did that ever not happen. Did not happen. That was me encapsulating my frustration. So yeah, this is the first thing, which, I mean, she would go on to look better. This was when my art style was, like, different. We're gonna get into this more later, but so the book I was illustrating at the time called for very realistic proportions, and I would rather go cartoony given the excuse to do so. So it's not that this looks bad, it's still, okay, that looks bad, but... Stop zooming in! Please stop! Okay.
It's a bad thing to focus on.
Anyway, so let's get back to mine and Split's DMs. Okay, so
Right,
Okay.
these are
These are kind of a mess, because I followed the format you gave me in text exactly, and then realized on stream earlier while you were going through y'all's DMs, wait, everything is all over the place. I should probably reformat this a little bit.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I've been having a few days.
Well, I guess we'll just kind of try to follow it, and we'll see where we end up.
Yeah, we'll just kind of wing it. The dates are on there. I think we really do start on June 2nd with character sheet and discussing.
Yeah,
reveal.
this is completely off then. This should not be the first. There we go. Oh, so yeah, so this was like in March where I was like, okay, give me character stuff, and you sent me this. Wherein
Yes.
his name was always, well, okay, his name was not always Vincent Reid, because initially it was John Reid, and I said, I love it, but you gotta change his name. Kikio's used the name John for 3 games now, and I think she's sticking with that name as his main one. We got a 1 John limit in this game. Oh, adorable! He has a family and a beloved squad. Lovely. What's interesting in this? He was 22. He was a baby.
It started off. His name was initially like Jonathan or Johnny Reid. Jonathan. Later, I steal that name for NGH. But yeah, he was initially like much younger, and I ended up changing him to be slightly older, only to make sense of the ages of the children.
That makes
only
sense.
to have them be like more than baby.
This was the right move. I appreciate it because it means he's been a father for a few years, which kind of helps establish the vibe.
Yes, Alex. Yes, Alex. His name was initially Samuel Smith. It was a placeholder name. Okay, I feel exposed and hurt.
Don't we all? Don't we all?
I am psychologically damaged. I feel vulnerable. My brain cells are fading away, and I can see them as floaters in my eyes as we speak, and you do this to me. Yes, his name is Samuel fucking Smith.
I am a cruel and angry god.
And then I talked to Moon, and we discussed making their characters related. It turned to Crane. I actually don't know which came first.
I think
Moon.
I think Samuel Crane came first based on the fact that it's in his eventual character sheet from later. But
yeah,
that could have been I'd say it could have been changed retroactively, but you're not the sort of person to change your character info retroactively when he's already a canon part of the game. So I'm willing to bet that Samuel Crane.
You say this.
Yes.
You say this, but we're gonna get into that in a minute.
But yeah.
We did kind of retcon a thing accidentally.
We sure did.
So.
What would be a better name? Nathan instead of John, Nathaniel Reid, no, maybe Vincent? I was thinking of making him like from New York, and Vinny's a pretty New York name.
Yeah, so this was a whole thing that when we were originally getting these screenshots, me and Kristen started losing our fucking minds. Because we could not remember that ever being a thing. We always remember, yeah, he's from Virginia. He's from Virginia. No, he was initially from New York.
No,
Not only that.
I remember him being from New York because it's in her initial spiel in the Awakening.
It's in her initial spiel, and we will get into that later. I've solved that mystery, and I'm going to expose you.
Okay. So can you give me a
Okay.
small American town name that Vinny would come from? I forgot a state. You didn't write it down. What do you like better, New York or Virginia? Virginia. Although Vinny sounds very New York. I'm gonna go with Virginia. I already have something to my voice. Props from Virginia. Move to New York. Yeah.
Now that is on the day. I think we.
Yeah, it is. It is
So
on that day at 11:14 a.m.
So I gave you like very I gave you on the day not only the new state but a town, and yet you You hit it. You still remembered New York, so you hit it with New York.
I guess I did.
Yep.
Honestly, I don't have the slightest memory of like how all that shit went down. I'm sure when that happened, my brain went, fuck.
I sent you this. I was like, does this make sense? Does the character stuff in survey sheet make sense? Here's the stuff I'm thinking of adding, and you're like, yes, it makes sense.
She did this with everything.
I did this with everything. I was very insecure.
Every document, everything that had to do with DMB, she would come to me and be like, this makes sense, correct? And I'd be like, pat, yes, sister.
Are you sure? No. Which is wild, because I'm like, awesome, yeah, because I need your stuff in particular since you're first. So I did not decide that he was first until, like, June, apparently.
Yeah, there was, like, from when we initially started talking about DMP shit to June. I think we started in, like, March?
Yeah, we started in March.
We didn't discuss them for, like, 2 months at all. And then all of a sudden,
I'm like, hey, guess what? You're first.
Yep. And I was just like, are we doing this now? Are we doing this episode? This DMP, I should say.
This DMP? The answer is yes.
The answer was yes, and it all went from there. Fucking Alex, you think you were flying on the seat of your pants, dog?
Yeah, I shake your hand. We fly on the
shake
seat of our pants, comrade.
Hey now, buddy, that's exactly what those words would say.
We might have discussed it in call before this split, like, because we were hanging out pretty constantly.
I think we hung out like every day.
We hung out almost every day, so also, thank you for, I don't know what, that's beneath the thing. Thanks for cheering! 400 bits! Thank you!
400 bit of beans.
Yay, thanks! But yeah,
Thank
so
you.
we probably brought this up, wild as hell, that this is 8 days, this is like a week before the stream, that I'm like, okay, you're first!
I like to believe that it just happened like this, like exactly how it is in our logs.
Okay, this is what we choose to believe.
Yeah.
My thought was the end of this episode. The episode afterwards, we reveal why he can't just create the game since everyone starts snapping. So everyone's just refusing to play, and everyone who doesn't remember themselves just loses it, and the game crashes. So you have to play a lot of games with Vincent having to play along and try to subtly pull people out of things. Beam. Because if he's too obvious about it and try to pull people out, he gets to up to the murder god will straight up torture him in front of a live audience. NPD, congrats, you're the hero of the story.
Hey, it's fucking snapping back this episode, I guess. It's like, honestly, with the way that I am speaking in these screenies, it kind of does feel like it just kind of happened.
God, because yeah, you're like, if that's the case, we should be the last game. We should just bombard his character with shit to make him snap. That's what I was thinking, haha. I figured he starts remembering and snapping, and the murder god is like, fine, if that's how you want to play it, fine, let's do some reveals. But she figured he'd forget after this cycle, and he doesn't.
Should we brief the others on this, sister?
I'm gonna keep your reveal a secret for this episode, I think. I trust people to know when to back off when shit goes down. I'll have to fill them in on the game crash at the start of the next episode, though.
And to be fair, fucking a few days ago, me and Kristen rewatched the reveal together, and honestly, everybody kind of fucking locked on.
Yeah, actually, everyone went. I don't know if I warned people that plot stuff was gonna happen at the end of the episode or not. I know I didn't tell them directly that Vincent was gonna wake up because I wanted it to be a surprise, but so I'm like, did I warn people there was gonna be plot stuff at all? I feel like I would have at least warned people a bit, but like, definitely not the full details.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to put this in perspective, I wasn't warned.
Alex was not warned.
Alex was not warned.
I wasn't warned, but I guessed from the fact there was a war scenario coming up.
Oh yeah, because Split had told you about his character, right?
Yeah, we had a very I don't know if we were in cookies mode or we were just really tired, but I just remember the two of us with each other, what our characters were. Next fucking episode, I see war scenario, and I'm like, oh, it's happening now.
It's happening now.
Don't worry, Queen. That's how we all were.
That's how we all were. God.
It's like, oh, it's happening now.
It's happening now.
Yeah,
Alright.
cookies.
Also, I do hope he keeps pushing anyway, because I already have terrible plans.
Oh, hon. Vincent's a soldier. He was ready to go down fighting since the beginning.
Oh, good! Everyone's gonna love him so much. I'm gonna ruin his life more.
And he's gonna ruin hers.
Oh, good luck.
Ironic statement. Incredibly ironic statement. In some ways, you could say maybe he did, because she didn't want to accept she's a person.
That's true. In a way, he did ruin her life, but also he saved her, so you know. But he ruined her life by saving her.
Tomato, tomato.
Yeah. That's more likely. I guess we'll see. But yeah, just fill that out and get it to me when you can. For now, I'm basically setting you up as the hero because you've been basically taking that role, but we'll see how it goes.
Natural leader right here. Probably gonna become a martyr or something. Also ironic.
We'll see.
We'll see. Hey.
Hey.
Whoa. Hey.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see what fucking happens. Darby gets killed. I'm so upset.
If you can sign rules and names, I want my family. Well, of course. Hang Marshall.
Someone's gonna.
Oh my god.
Don't you dare touch my son.
Man, I love this game.
Me too. If Abby dies, he's gonna break down crying.
Which, Jesus, I'm so glad we didn't do that. I just hope we don't, like, veer into getting too dramatic. I want drama.
Define too dramatic.
Well, DMP has a weird tone where 1 minute someone's a velociraptor and the next Gale's playing a crying child and I'm sneering into their face about how they're traumatized. I'm worried we'll get dramatic to the point where we can't do comedy anymore.
Oh, no, definitely not. Because a good amount of our comedy is enhanced by the jarring switch from trauma to comedy. I'm pretty sure some sad shit went down before the velociraptor shit.
This is true. This is accurate.
It's always, this is how we are. We're just pieces of shit.
Yep.
We laugh or else we'll cry. Idea, you could frame all the shitty stuff happening to Vinny as like a punishment for fucking things up with Charlie. Then shit hits the fan and everything goes haywire. Or like, fine, you don't want to play right this time? You didn't want to play right this time? You didn't want to play that? You don't want to play along at all? You want the truth? Here you go, nuclear bomb.
Which you sent me at 2 a.m. and then that morning I was like, oh, that's a great idea.
I consistently forget like how much I actually contributed to the show.
It's almost like you were the protagonist or something.
Almost.
Hey man, unwilling.
Oh, here we go. I thought it would be kind of cool to have like illustrations of the DMP cast in Murder God, though it would be kind of neat to have one for each character that we could use for each reveal. And I'd like to do some sketches after each one so we have something to release in the video. Basically, I want to go all in on this as I can to promote it. Trying to think of a good thing for Vinny. Like, there's a World War I angle, but also he's the hero. I guess we'll see how it plays there now. Right now I'm feeling just putting him in a noose and having her pulling him close or something. She got the poor boy trapped. Maybe dancing? A swing dance or something could be fun. She could be dipping him. I think I want to go with the angle that she's the one in control here, but he's definitely doing what he can to defy it.
Yeah.
God damn it!
Early, motherfucker. Yes, look at that ancient piece of hieroglyphics.
Oh my god. Stop!
Yes,
No!
yes.
No! Stop! I'll kill you.
I'm so glad this made it in.
Oh my god.
She's the murder god and she's gonna kill you! My OC is gonna
He's gonna kick your ass Cyberbully!
Yeah, exactly! I'm very threatening. And then here's our final first game. Push against the scenario, rebel against the principle, keep talking about calling the police, have flashbacks, writing them off as PTSD, at death, murder god taunts, triggers memories, murder god Loki freaks out and tries to prevent Vincent from remembering. Come on, let's go, Jack. My name is Vincent Marshall Reid. Murder god gets angry, then overloads him with memories. Eventually she kills him off. That was it. That was our beats.
Yep.
Excellent. Also, I just wrote, like, oof, a fucking monologue. It probably won't come out exactly like this, but now I know the beats. Yeah.
Yep.
And then, like, I better practice. Anyway, you're townsfolk and internet remix high, and you're the witch in the war. And then, you know, cut to, like, 6 hours later, wherein, oh no, I just brought Marshall in as a child.
Oh no.
What have you done?
Fucking-
So, yeah.
Fucking crazy shit. Like, honestly, with those beats, I kind of wish I did more with Terrence. I fucking...
Yeah, we'll get to that. We're about to actually get into the content of the episode. I think from now on the stuff we'll be getting will be from illustrations, just so you know, Alex. So that's your upcoming problem. This is all the stuff in the illustrations folder. But before we fully get into this, I'm gonna put the visuals away, since that's not the focus for me. You can keep it up, Alex. It's just down on the stream.
Okay.
Okay, so flash stuff out behind the scenes with Split. So what's really funny, thank you, Alex, for shaming me.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Alex, for shaming her.
So, first of all, what's wild, the only remaining thing that I don't have anything behind the scenes. So Queen also got to do plot stuff this episode. In fact, I initially told the murderers that the plot that was dropping this episode was them being Black Star's cultists. So I believe what I said is whichever one of you dies last, go off about how you're serving the Black Stars in the sky, and that's all I need from you.
I think it was actually both of us, and then Phil just forgot.
Yeah, that sounds about right. But I wish I had the screenshot, because I would have liked to have had it. But, you know, I left that DM in an effort to keep my Discord from not being an endless pile of DMs. Because, you know, I would have 2 DMs for every single game of Discord Murder Party otherwise.
Yeah.
God.
A nightmare.
A nightmare. But so something I wanted to talk about before we got into the stream itself. So something I noticed as I was going through this is I was like, you know, until Vincent wakes up, technically, like, Doc is Murder God's nemesis.
Yeah.
Like, it's McGillicuddy until Vincent wakes up. And I think that's really interesting. And then, you know, in the future, her nemesis is gonna be Chaos God, but not for a really long time. And so, I just find that to be very interesting. Like, what makes a good nemesis dynamic? How did we end up here?
With 3 separate nemesis.
Like, I know when it comes to Doc, it's that he's so unflappable that if we're gonna have an actual plot, he doesn't make for a good nemesis, because, like, if there's no push and pull, you no longer really have the same kind of nemesis. That's a Looney Tunes nemesis, as opposed to a I just killed your son in front of you nemesis.
Yeah.
At least that's my understanding of it. I don't know what you think, Alex.
I don't think, like, keeping Doc as Nemesis the entire time, like, as the main focus the entire time, really would have worked. Especially Season 1 Doc, because that was a cartoon character.
Yeah.
And, like, if we wanted to take DMP into an actual serious direction, that Doc never would have worked as a Nemesis.
Yeah, I think that's correct.
Yeah, it would have just been Looney Tunes and all over you.
Yep, and we were doing the serious game. And then Vincent, I don't know, like, he's very passionate, he's a passionate soldier man, and I was like, I don't know why my gut just says this is the nemesis dynamic, but it just kind of was. Like, we talk a lot in the show about other characters being potential protagonists, and every single one essentially makes a different show, but a lot of the cast could be a protagonist, but functionally Vincent's the one that works best because he has the best nemesis dynamic with Murder God.
Well, because there's a lot of different things to it. Like, one, our personal dynamic
Mhm.
is, you know, I can yell at you and you can still like be fine and not cry.
That's true.
afterwards.
That's true. This is partially decided by the fact that, you know, I was consequently just okay because I trusted my big brother. I trusted Split Guardian. Part of why I chose this is because I was like, I don't know if I can act, but I can probably at least try to act with Split Guardian as my co-star. So yeah. That's so there's partially that. That's true. If you were yelling at me, I would not be concerned that you were seriously mad at me.
Yeah, we had that kind of trust at that point to where, like, you know, I'd scream all sorts of obscenities into your face about how you're so bad and terrible, and then just like quietly hold a thumbs up like, you good? You're doing great. Come on.
You're doing great. You can do it.
You're doing great, sweetie!
You're doing great.
And then there's also like the fact that in a lot of ways, Vinny is a complete counteraction to her entire ideology at that point. You know, like, nothing matters, fuck you guys, like, all relationships don't matter, why wouldn't you want to die, all this kind of stuff. Vinny was passion, will, drive, stubborn, fucking like,
very aggressively, like, you are doing crimes upon us and I am going to stop that thing from happening.
yeah, like, he was like unstoppable force.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was going to keep going no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Which it's hard to say for most of the other casts that are like good roles for protag.
Mm-hmm.
Would they be? You know, would they be that like, I'm going to fuck you up from the start?
Yeah, I think most of them would not have been, because, like, I think the best option outside of Vincent would be Christine, but Christine kind of felt like she needed her own side arc as opposed to being the protagonist.
Yeah. Christine had like a lot of shit to work through.
She had an amount of shit. Like, her awakening was going to be inherently more complicated in a way that Vincent's wasn't.
Yeah.
And also in general, Split, you're a good people person, so I was like, he can do it. He can get people to unite with him. Also, you're a good improver, so that helps.
I can make people do what I want.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and that there was a point there. There was a point in what you said that came into my head, and now it's flying out.
I'm sorry, I just kicked it out of your head.
Yeah. Shit.
Just gone. Stolen by the wolves.
I mean, I think we have hit the essence of Vinny, Murder God. Which is interesting, because, you know, then from on the other side of the Nemesis coin you have, I mean, we already kind of had the pitch of what CG versus Murder God is, which is kind of an inherent two different vibes for their existences.
Yeah.
Edgy bitch gets bullied.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, it's Lex Luthor and the Joker, because like Batman the Animated Series was my shit back when I was a little wee baby Alex. So they did like a crossover movie, World's Finest, Superman and Batman, and that was awesome. And you had Lex Luthor, who is this cool, calculating, like super genius dude who is utterly sociopathic in like his lust for power and his hatred and envy for Superman. And then you have the fucking Joker coming in and not respecting any of that, but being so much more psychotic than this man ever could, than this man being Lex Luthor ever could be.
Mm-hmm.
And like, both of them at that point, like when it was purely Joker and Lex Luthor type shenanigans, back then, words hard sometimes. I keep hearing beep boops of Discord because I was a fool and didn't set myself to disturb.
Okay.
Yeah, but like, both of them in season 1 pitches didn't want anything really good to happen to humanity. They just have very different ways of going about it that are fundamentally incompatible with each other. And like, yeah. And like, even that makes a good nemesis. Like, these two cannot work together, and being in the same room leads to absolute disasters happening. That part did carry through to actual Chaos God when he showed up in the story.
Yeah.
That part of fundamentally, this man and his ethos does not play nice with Discord Murder Party and the messages within. So it's him forcing change for the better and for worse into this carefully crafted story. Because carefully crafted stories are Murder God / Cassie's whole thing, that's how he still retained Nemesis.
That's how you retain Nemesis.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I've been checking Alex's notifs this whole time. I was going insane. God.
I remembered my final point with Vinny. The fact that he didn't spawn in with like predetermined baggage was also a big fucking player. Like, don't get me wrong, dude had baggage. He was a soldier in fucking World War I, but like he had baggage in such of a way that a soldier would have baggage. You know, he fucking didn't care. It was not in the forefront of the mind right now. We are on a mission.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
In every other sense, he had his fucking shit together. He had a loving wife, 2 kids that he adored. He had fucking, he has a ranch. You know what I mean? Like, dude was fine. Like, all of his bad shit came about. Like, generally, his backstory was positive. You know?
That's true. I mean, that kind of ties to the whole, like, eventual awakened thing that pretty much everyone else made a wish for themselves in some capacity. Or, you know, they went full on, I have one very self-focused wish for one person. Vincent wished for the war to end, and also for his family's safety, which, don't worry, we'll get to that. It's very interesting. But yeah, thank you to both of you for being my nemesises. I enjoy our nemesis relationships. They fill me with great joy.
Yeah. Always happy to nemesis you.
Yay! I love being nemesises.
I'll fucking do it again.
I'd fucking do it again!
I'll fucking do it again.
Anyway, on
I
that...
nemesis you so hard, your character married my character.
I mean, is that not the ultimate nemesis?
Oh,
I like to think
you want to
so.
nemesis me so bad.
Look, my character's got nemesis one into getting married and the other one into making a spin-off show. So...
What are you gonna do? You're gonna nemesis at me?
You gonna nemesis at me? This is where I regretfully say that we were shipping Vinny and Murder God from, like, the word go.
From the fucking get. We collected $200. We snuck $200 out the bank.
Yep.
You know? Fucking, we started with extra.
God. Who wouldn't? But yeah, I think it's time to actually get into
We know,
what's...
guys.
It's like, yeah, we know.
We've been new.
We
knew.
God, okay.
I'm sorry.
So we're gonna get into the actual episode now.
Imagine.
Episode 6, aka You Can't Save Them All, You Can't Save Anyone.
God. I bullshitted so many episode titles and they just usually happened to work.
It worked. I mean, hey, they always seemed like bangers to me. Okay, so scenario 1 was Internet Remix High. This was initially gonna be in episode 5, but we changed it last minute. I don't know why, but obviously the entire pitch here was basically everyone's playing high school AU versions of themselves. Like you do. In the opening, I double down on being the avatar of some kind of murder god. Do I have a name? Who knows? Scott asked if something happened last episode, and I say, what? No! I mean, some things happened, and my producers had notes, but as long as you all keep playing along, everything will be fine. Well, I'm convinced, says Scott. How could you argue with that, says Alex.
Yeah, exactly. Don't.
This is the first Camp Streamix DMP game. Camp Streamix technically started the week earlier with Art Venture, and that was like the only... And this isn't really related, but that art venture was the last normal art venture before they got very plot heavy. But yeah, so anyway, first Camp Streamix game, we're coming out for Team Murder for the Revolution. Let's see here. So in this scenario, I'm just gonna go with the flavor text first. So our bad guys were teen wolves, because this isn't just a high school AU, this is an urban fantasy high school AU. And I start to say, you murder, and then Alex comes in as the murderer goes, yeah, guess what? I can't. Okay, fine, you cyberbully your classmates.
I believe you asked me to do that
Yes,
because we didn't want to do murder in a high school setting.
Yeah, we were like, that would be a bad vibe. I'm like, can you be my murder intern? And you were like, by all means, I will do this. So it was a good bit. The seer was the chosen one, a la Buffy. So they had cool fighty powers, but also they were psychic, because they're always psychic.
They're always psychic.
The witch was a new age spiritualist, just bought a few crystals from, like, Goodwill. It's not a phase, Mom. And the gardener was just a shy loner who wanted to hand out love notes.
Yeah.
God. Okay, so the names and various roles. So Cammy introduced herself as Cammy, doing the whole spiel from the shipping extravaganza. It was very funny.
Yep.
She was a teen wolf and was an eventual yandere. We'll get to that. Actually, I guess we could show this illustration now, huh? Since it's like...
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
We are mentioning it.
We are
so
mentioning it, so we may as well pull up yandere Cammy.
Well, yeah.
Yandere
She did like a full
can be-
Higurashi laugh at the end, and that made me go, oh yeah, I need to do a Higurashi scenario. That's down at the bottom there. There we go. Here she is. But yeah, Queen, you were just playing Creeps, the edgy troublemaker. You were also the gardener. This got awkward because this means you were sending out love notes, which canonically the love notes end up in the principal's office, and thus they are read over the PA. And she sent a letter to Dr. McGillicuddy saying she feels a trusting vibe from him and trying to make a connection, and Doc's like, that's weird, you're a student and I'm a teacher. And I assume this was meant to be a plot thing. Like, my guess here is that you were already like, yeah, Grace Garden is gonna try to seek help from Dr. McGillicuddy because he's a doctor.
Queen is BRB.
It's Queen BRB. God damn it. Right at the wrong moment. We'll get back to that.
Oh no.
Okay, Nissa played DB Grease here because they just like high school seer, lasted until the last round and managed to get Darby out even.
Crazy.
Dr. McGillicuddy, IDK, he was a science teacher. He was the gunslinger, aka he had rubber bands to shoot at students who weren't paying attention in his class.
Oh, Queen's
There
back.
you are!
Hi! Oh god.
Okay, so I was mentioning that in this you were playing Creeps, aka the edgy troublemaker. You were the gardener, and the gardener's thing was supposed to be that they are, like, sending love notes, which end up in the principal's office and are just read over the PA. And you sent a thing to Dr. McGillicuddy saying that you felt a trusting aura from him and can she count on you and so on, which is very sweet, until Doc realized it came from Creeps and he was like, I'm a teacher and you're a student, that's weird.
Oh, I remember that.
And my assumption here is you were doing it because you were trying to establish that, that she's, like, seeing Doc as someone who can help fix her.
I think it was one of those things where it's like she could tell he was kind of the odd one out and was sort of like, I wonder.
Oh,
kind of in the Grace Garden thing. Also, not the first time I've creeped McGillicuddy out with a gardener.
And it will not be the last. God. Juno was got a buff floor, literally a floor buff machine. And
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, Alex?
So I noticed, because once again, Krem Straczynski, you're an alpha gamer, but somehow you missed the reference to this being a reference to Baldi's Basics.
Yeah, for some reason.
Yeah, Baldi's Basics was recently out, and I don't remember if this was also around when I did Baldi's Basics the musical, but either way, it was fresh in people's minds, so there were some Baldi's Basics references. Like, at the end, I was like, I can't believe you did a murder. Detention for you. 15 seconds. When will you learn? And that was a Baldi's Basics reference. The guy above floors is just the broom from Baldi's Basics.
Oh, I see. See, I just love it because the god above floor buff machine is the witch, so that means this thing's going through a spiritualist phase and bought crystals from Goodwill.
Yeah, exactly.
Incredible.
The floor and found like a piece of quartz and just kept it.
God. Gail was playing JoJo, president of the drama club, Valley Girl vibes, townsfolk. Darby was playing Darby, an underachiever. Also, another teen wolf. Scott was a member of the chorus club. Shy got the pox via wheel spin. Rip. Phil was some uppity twink, aka Ignatius Handsome. He was a member of Internet Remix Host Club. He says at one point, Murder God refused to call him by his name for the entire time, and she kept saying this, and he said, he could never be mad at you, darling. So Francis is apparently already a thing.
I think as his proper title, which you should refer to him as some uppity twink.
Some uppity twink.
I think he was my favorite.
Oh yeah, no, he's great.
In that scenario, he was so good.
There was some real bullshit about like him doing the host club and having Darby be with him at the host club, and somehow this was used to eventually vote Darby out. I think there's probably more details about it in my notes, but I'll get to that.
Yeah, it was so it was used to defend Darby, but then Nissa was the seer and was like, I accused Darby because I saw Darby.
Alright, well thank you, this is good to know. Split played Terrence Rowland. He was very chill, insists the school is like, is trying to pin things on him. He's failing most of his classes except for science class. Murder God is already annoyed with him because, you know, she's still mad about last episode. He was a townsfolk.
He was just a chill guy trying to help people out.
Yep. So he was supposed to be the president of the anti-bullying committee, but he still got voted out. He got witched very early on.
Second round,
he got witched out, and you didn't even make that big of a fuss about being witched out, which, you know, you may notice that this conflicts with our plan, where he was supposed to be constantly pushing against Murder God to provide, like, inspiration for her fucking with him in the next scenario.
It's like, man.
Like, I remembered him really messing with her, but apparently I fucking Mandala affected that on myself, because that is not what happened.
Like,
I'm sorry, Mandala effect?
he definitely like mentioned a lot about, you know, like, hey, this is kind of fucking weird. Yo, did the principal just say she's gonna give someone the fucking pox?
Yes, that does happen.
Shit like that. And I was gonna ramp that up more and more as we went, especially like when someone actually fucking died. But then I was killed off immediately before anyone could, and like I was said to be dead, so I couldn't really. I was. It wasn't that I was getting kicked out of school. It's that I was cursed and straight up dead. So,
yes, correct.
So there wasn't anything I could fucking do.
No, like truly DMP on a wing and a prayer here. Like, it's like, yeah, we'll do plot stuff, but what if the person dies in Werewolf? Then I guess we're just fucked and we roll with it.
Yeah, we're just straight up hosed.
God,
Gino was mentioning that one. Fuck you, Gino.
God. Other important details. So Gale almost got voted out, or rather got taken out by the Teen Wolf's first round, but was saved by the witch. And then when Gale is finally voted out, canonically their character was at a sleepover with Cammy and was apparently, you know, just really overtaken by the bullying happening on their phone, which means that they were at a sleepover and Cammy was on her phone texting that cyberbullying to the person sharing a room with her. honestly, peak evil high schooler behavior.
Honestly, yeah, it's like, don't worry, it's gonna be okay. Fucking kill yourself. Dude.
Exactly, yes. Darby also refused to give it up even after he was voted out. Like, he left, and I kept trying to give him, like, a way to, like, okay, you know, you can reveal. How do you do this? And he kept refusing to reveal, and then he finally left, and I was like, okay, so later you guys check up his Facebook profile and you realize actually he was cyberbullying the whole time, which honestly is such a funny way to reveal that I don't even mind.
He just straight up forgot you reveal the roles after someone dies.
Yes, it's so funny.
It was still early. It was still early.
Yeah, we were also still in the state where occasionally people would call out like the player names instead of the character names, and then characters would go, "Who the fuck is Split?"
Yep. That happened quite often.
A final note I wrote down about this scenario, aside from Cammy's incredible Higurashi giggle, there's a point where Murder God misspeaks, and Doc says, "There's a reason you're the principal and not the English teacher." Very mean to Casilda, didn't finish her English degree, Howards.
Oh no!
It's all connected, baby. It's all connected.
It's all connected. Also, there was a bit where Doc shamed Cammy for writing cute stuff and drawing her samurai husbandos in her locker, which eventually built with Phil noticing how quick she jumped into accusing him after defending Darby. So basically, I don't know if you guys would have won without starting with Doc shaming Cammy for her samurai husbands.
Absolute bullshit is what somehow was like, you fell into my trap of samurai husbands, and then somehow that deduced Cammy was the other murderer.
Hey man, that whole scenario was bullshit.
Yeah, I'm not saying it was a bad thing. Absolute bullshit is the subtitle for Discord Murder Party. You thought it was a fun game night with friends where nothing bad happens? No, it's absolute fucking bullshit.
Exactly.
In fact, I think I said the term absolute bullshit after it was revealed I was cursed.
Yep, that sounds about right.
Yeah, that tracks.
God. But yeah, that's about all I have to say about Internet Remix High. I know, Alex, you had a thing you wanted to say here, but, so I'm leaving that to you.
So this is like as a whole, and I think before the episode where we actually made a change to the bits program, but before we decided to thank everyone at the end of the scenario, we just thanked people every time we were given bits. And like the bits thing would pop up a lot, like constantly, with very small bit amounts, like, we got 1 bit. Hey, thank you very much for the bits. And like, I'm just getting war flashbacks and then imagining, oh god, what if we never changed that? what if it was during the final fucking episode, everyone was going home, they come back to the board and say, hey, thank you for the bits. Anyway, Doc, you want to go to a whole new life for yourself?
Now that you mention that shit, fucking every time bits would come up on the fucking screen, the cacophony of random noise was so it felt like psychological torture.
It was insanity.
And we don't have to stop in the middle of a dramatic scene. Thank you for the bits!
Yeah, I think like, so many, like, I think multiple times in that first, like, round, I was like, Jesus Christ, please.
Especially since we were doing Camp Streamers, which was meant to, like, encourage people to give us money.
Yeah.
God.
So we're like, this is the way it's gotta be. We gotta encourage the money.
We have to, you know, we're on that grind set.
Like, it sounded like a JPEG, like a artifacted JPEG image looks.
Incredible. Does anyone else have anything else for this, for Internet Remix High?
No.
Okay. Well, this seems like a good spot to take a break then, so, we're gonna take a quick little baby break, and when we come back, we'll get to, you know, the big scenario. The moment when DMB changed forever. BRB, everybody! Hello, everybody! Welcome back. We're back in, well, we're here for Mildred the Scary Cow story time for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Why?
It's an important part of DMP lore.
Yeah, it's very important to scenario 2 and episode 6. Were we going to talk about that?
yes, we are going to talk about scenario 2.
Yeah. The scrapped scenario 2, Mildred the Scary Cow.
Scary Cow story time wasn't even a thing in IR until 2019. This is not the time for Scary Cow story time.
You're right. What was I thinking?
Okay, let's
You're
get back to the. What are you doing?
It's not the time for Scary Cow. It's the time for Bison.
Why?
It was Bison time. That's right. God, we're so dumb.
It's Bison time.
We're so dumb. Scenario 2, Bison.
I'm taking down the visual thing.
No! Return
No.
the Bison from what's it came.
No, I'm not returning the Bison. Guys, we have to focus. We only have an hour.
Why are
Okay,
you so
fine.
against the Bison repopulating?
Because I play the murder god.
You heard it here, folks. You heard it here first. Kristen supports the extinction of the bison.
Don't!
Crime Straczynski! Officially, I support the extinction of the bison because I play the murder god.
That's not what I said!
Crimes Kristen Straczynski, my little sister, I can confirm, is often going off out of call about how much she's glad that the North American bison is slowly going extinct.
Crime Straczynski's hands do not work, yet she goes to the computer every day and types out diatribes to me about how much she hates the bison.
You know why Crime Straczynski hands don't work? Because she shot too many high caliber rifles at bison. Ladies and gentlemen, she's evil!
I take it all back. I don't miss DMP.
You don't miss us bullying you every day?
No, I don't miss this! Anyway!
I beg to differ.
Oh my god. Okay, so this is how the writing meetings start 60% of the time. Shut up.
Jeff wants an apology right now.
Okay, fine, Dino Jeff. I'm sorry for killing the bison. Can we please focus?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Alex, you good to focus?
Yeah, I can focus.
Okay.
Alright, I'm chill.
Let's go.
Okay, so scenario 2, literally just called war of some kind. The entire pitch here is that, like, Murder God at the time just says that she's like, I don't know which side you guys are on. I don't understand human stuff. You're always in some kind of war. You're the good guys, obviously, because whichever side you're on is the good side. And also everyone canonically is on a march to reach the island, whatever that is, at this place called Castilda's Point, whatever that means. Of our role flavor text, the murderers were spies, but actually they were Black Star's cultists. The seer was so this was a soldier who had insomnia so bad that since they could not get their main eyes to close, eventually their third eye opened and they became psychic. A great pitch if I've ever heard one.
Perfect.
The witch was the medic. And then the gardener was a sensitive soul out to make their fellow soldiers smile by giving away random knickknacks in the night. Yeah. So of our various characters, Queen played the iconic Rose Modelin. So spy / cultist, but we'll get to that.
This bitch.
Phil was playing Klaus von Schmidt. He was a rich asshole and also a murderer. Also a cultist.
This bigger bitch.
This bigger bitch.
Purely for his attitude.
Scott was Sloppy Joe, the chef. He was also the first seer. He died round 2 after outing himself as the seer.
Yep.
But it's okay because the wheel spins gave you guys an extra seer, so it was fine.
It's fine.
Split, you played Jack Thomas, the medic.
Thompson.
And Jack Thompson. Oh, was it Thompson?
Pretty sure.
No, you're right. It was Thompson. I wrote these via speech to text, so that means that Yeah, so
Oopsie.
that ended up being incorrect. I'm doing my best here.
I believe in you.
Juno was playing Jane Doe, which was basically, this was a full-on TF2 soldier reference. Was the gunslinger. Every single day phase would open with the whole like morning trumpet, army trumpet thing. Also did taps. There for all your trumpet needs, Jane Doe. Gale
Funny reference to TF2.
Funny reference. Gale famously played Marshall Simon, the gardener, definitely not out to destroy our hearts or anything like that. Mr. McMillicuddy was there, declaring himself to be the world's most deadly assassin and a master of disguise. Also a townsfolk.
Yeah.
The plot
The
shit.
disguise was himself.
The plot shit that is there very early. Nissa played Steve, spelled 5T3VE. Was some kind of Star Wars robot on loan to the good guys. Murder God was very confused, and so am I to this day. Died first, townsfolk. Darby was playing Dane Pilskin. This was a Metal Gear reference, was constantly talking in sexy, Solid Snake voice. At one point, someone just went, "Can you say something for me?" What? Metal Gear. Metal Gear. And everyone's like, wow! And Cammy played Private Ryan, a classic soldier, you know, just a standard do, and we all have a moment of, hopefully we won't get separated. We hate if we had to be saved in some fashion. Which, delightful. Murder God accidentally calls Jack Terrence early on, so between Jack going, "Oh, I'm back," right when he wakes up, and Murder God referencing the previous scenario, clearly they are both holding on to stuff already. Interesting. So there was this whole bit at the very start where after the first person dies, Jane Doe, like everyone's talking about the murder stuff, and Jack's like, "Can we dial back the murder stuff because there's literally a child here?" So Jane Doe first offers that people are being voted off to go to the magical land to meet the fairy princess, and Marshall says that's too girly, and thus we got Monster Truck Land to see the Monster Truck King. A bit which is going to be tragic like 20 minutes later when Juno says that Marshall is dying and is about to go meet the Monster Truck King.
Oh my god!
Holy shit.
Fucking poor Jack, like in shatters. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, like he's already very upset. Like the whole Monster Truck King was like, okay. Poor Jack Thompson is very stressed out and is getting more and more stressed out. Is clearly having some PTSD flashbacks. Is being played like he's about to snap at any moment, which Murder God is really reveling in.
I remember a note that I made when we were watching it, which was very specifically, "This bitch."
This bitch. Let's see here. The first wheel spin gave us an extra seer. Second wheel spin meant one player can save, someone will sacrifice themselves instead. That one ended up not really happening. Let's see here. Man, we really pushed for time this first round. Murder God was literally counting down from 10 as Darby and Split argued over who was getting accused that round. Darby tried to accuse Split, which is wild because, like, I need him alive. I don't think I told people to leave him alive, and what the fuck was I gonna do if he got voted out?
If you remember correctly, Kristen, we actively decided to keep
chose to not
secret.
tell anyone.
So yeah.
So what the fuck was my plan if that happened?
You know what was fucking with me is that I was targeted first. Both scenarios.
Yes.
Guys, play the game.
God.
Darby, please,
Darby,
my
no,
guy.
Darby was just out to fight you.
Darby consistently throughout DMP, when he's a sleeper, is out to fucking fight me.
Yeah, it's just out to fight you. Here, I'll do you want, are you trying to do the point
pictures of
meme?
Spider-Man?
Yeah, why are you showing pictures of Spider-Man?
Did you finally found you got me pictures of Spider-Man?
I got pictures of Spider-Man.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Yeah, well, the joke was I was going to pull up some random things whenever whenever we weren't showing my screen to the lovely people in the Twitch chat, and we just weren't going to comment on them. But no, you people had to comment on fucking Mildred's Scary Cow Story Time. And now the Bison's here. Point me to what you want me to click!
I don't need you to click on anything right now, thank you. I just got distracted. I'm sorry.
Jesus.
So the first act of God happened because no one could agree. So Gikmillicuddy got snapped out because, of course, Gikmillicuddy was the one that Murder God got rid of. She was like, it was like, does he get last words?
Yeah.
Does he get last words? And his last words were fuck.
Fuck. Hold on. Give me like 2 seconds. I'm so and now the fucking bison is here.
Soon.
Okay, hold on. Breathe moment. Everybody chat, breathe. Everybody breathe.
I'm fine. You're the one fucking losing it.
I am gonna wake for 3 days straight.
You're on your cookie energy. I know. Okay.
I'm beyond cookie. The cookies are burnt.
I know.
Vincent told me to turn the time on.
Okay, so Claude, aka Phil, was nominated round 2 because he abruptly, when everyone's trying to figure out where the spies are, he just abruptly says, "Honestly, would you all just start killing yourselves? I'm sick of looking at your faces." And everyone turned on him immediately, understandably, because he said
Reasonable
that.
crash out. Such a reasonable crash out.
Yep.
Fuck yourself.
There's a bit where Jack's getting more and more stressed. Murder God calls it out and she's like, she says, "Yeah, I'm a little stressed," and she goes, "Oh, good. I mean, what?" Marshall was poisoned round 3 and is saved by Jack. Everyone is understandably upset that the child was attacked. I'd be willing to bet I told Queen to attack Marshall, but I couldn't tell you for sure. Marshall still seems sick. I think I told Gale to keep acting sick even if saved. Murder God is very entertained by how much this fucks shit up.
Fucking, oh dude, I was losing it.
There's a bit where Juno says, "Poor Mr. Gikmillicuddy was a true American man and he was taken from us too soon," which is just so funny.
I think we all shared the sentiment,
Yes,
too.
everyone went, "Oh, yes, a hero."
Yeah, true hero.
Y'all loved Mr. Gikmillicuddy, and like, as I was rewatching the episode, I noticed fucking Mr. Gikmillicuddy pegged the 2 murderers round 1. He immediately, like, sussed out Phil was sus. He sussed out that, fucking Rose Maudlin was acting sus.
Because, like, okay, so here was the deal, right? Gikmillicuddy presents himself as a super spy, essentially. Or, like, a super assassin. And so this is a wartime scenario. Everybody around him is thinking special forces. We have special forces with us. So special forces gets knocked down immediately. Makes sense. Fucking salute him. God damn it. He was a hero.
He was a hero. God. So Jack accuses Rose. She claims she was just an office job interview and suddenly was at the battlefield. She gets very intense and emotional, and Murder God says, "I love this delicious drama. I am eating it up, but we gotta move this along." So literally saying she's eating this drama up. Very on the nose, hun. Rose
He
is
was so mean.
She's very mean. Rose is voted out. There's some scuffle about Jack shooting her and sending Marshall out of the room. Marshall begs not to be separated. Private Ryan says that Jack doesn't have to be the one that does it. And Murder God giggles and says, "Why wouldn't he do it? He's the hero."
Yep. That was an intense scene, by the way.
It's very
Queen.
intense.
We were fucking going at it.
We were indeed going at it. So I don't know if we wanted to actually, like, okay, so I mean, we've got like 40 minutes. The Rose reveal and the Awakening scene takes about like what, 12, 13 minutes? Do we want to watch it, or do we want to just like summarize? I mean, we do have to get to questions and stuff, so we probably shouldn't watch it. We don't really have time.
Yeah.
But yeah, scene gets really intense, to put it mildly. Rose really played up being like, I'm just a poor office worker, until finally she's lined up to be fucking shot, and then of course you do your evil cultist reveal, which, okay, now we can go to the Rose illustrations, Alex.
God. So,
oh boy.
This was hilarious because I was in my Danganronpa 2 phase at the time, so I just absolutely ripped off Mikan's monologue from Danganronpa 2.
I had no idea. Thus cursing us to be compared to Danganronpa more and more.
That's supposed to be significance to like, oh, I could be with Junko, but yeah, with Murder God instead.
Oh my god, Grace, I didn't know you felt that way about me.
Don't push it. Oh my god, this art.
So here's.
I just have a clear memory of, for whatever reason, keeping this as a sketch. I do not remember coloring or shit.
I found this on the Tumblr.
Yeah. No.
God.
Splodges. Didn't even know what the stars were back then.
You're right, you didn't even know what the black stars looked like. God. Yeah, I think you did a redraw of this, right?
I did.
Think there it is.
Hell yeah.
That's very cool.
Hell fucking yeah.
This woman, Rose Maudlin, I didn't think about her for years, but then probably around mid-season 3, I rewatched this and just hyper-focused on her. She was my favorite sleeper that I ever played. So I came up with a very quick story where she was the Black Star who actually tipped off Grace that, oh, here's your uncle, just run into this bomb field to try and find him. Which then quickly descended, because I told Nissa about this, into somehow her growing up and becoming Jason Vile's grandmother.
Oh my god,
Jesus.
it's all connected. Old Jimmy Vile is central to the plot.
Jimmy Vile, more like Jimmy Vile modeling.
Yes. My dear Rose with that awful American accent.
I mean,
My
hey,
name's Rose Maudlin.
Rose Modelin.
My name's Rose Modeling.
Yeah.
God.
And that's what we call over here across the pond as a solid yeehaw.
A solid yeehaw.
But no, one of my favorite lines from this is Jack going, "You vile child murdering piece of shit." I was like, ooh. I
Yeah.
felt
Oh
that
yeah.
time.
I really felt how much like everyone really committed to know this woman tried to murder a child, and we are reacting accordingly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I gave you this partially because I wanted you to be the misdirect for the plot, but also because I was like, if I drop some of this Black Star stuff, I don't think it's gonna be very relevant, but it sure sounds serious.
Fucking.
Yeah, so she does her evil laugh, and then, Jack shoots her, and
Like
then
3 times.
3
I
times.
shot a bitch.
Shot a bitch.
I killed her. Killed her dead.
So she died, and everyone's like, is the deed done, Jack? Cool. And it's like, yep, everything's done, and by the way, Marshall's not looking so good. It looks like your medicine isn't working. Which, of course, Jack's very upset about, and he runs over to go check it out, and everyone's like, no, he's gonna be fine, and Juno fucking says, you're going to meet the Monster Truck King. Incredible. Iconic. God.
Shut the fuck up. Get my medic bag.
God. I guess we can start with, there's the drawing, farthest to the left, second from the top. Because there he is, saying all the names. God, I drew this after the fact. This is one of the, man, I used to draw everything by hand on physical paper, and this is some of the last ones I did by hand, which I kind of miss, but, it's certainly easier to get a clean digital thing without having to scan all of my stupid scribbles.
Oh yeah.
God. But yeah, so then of course, I know, like, Split and I just watched this together, so now I've got to, like, go through our notes.
Yeah, I've got them pulled up.
Alright.
If you want me to go ahead and go through them.
God,
So, this is really... Okay.
Actually, there's one thing I don't have on here, which is, so we got the whole thing where everyone's reacting, and Jack is breaking the fuck down, and Murder God is, like, trying to talk to him, and all of our remaining sleepers try to speak up, and Murder goes, now, I am talking to Jack now, you are all quiet, and that's actually the first time I'd actually done the finger snap thing. It's just a thing I decided to do, and Juno really carried that over by saying, I refuse to be, and then getting cut off. Like, such a great way to deliver that home, that, okay, we have ushered the clowns out, we are doing plot now.
Juno was fucking on top of it in that moment, and I, like, it really helped frame the scene. Because, like, everybody else, like, they got their last word in and then stopped. Juno made a point to where, at the end of their statement, like, that was it. They didn't even get to finish. It was awesome. But yeah, so we watched this, and we're not watching it, correct?
We're not, no, we got too much other stuff to get through, so.
Okay, so we said, in the notes, I'm just gonna go through this, like, one by one, as we went. we said this is really when Murder God kind of transitions from just like kind of like an edgy narrator, person running a game to like actually like a full character of a very actively malicious character. It says right here, during the bit where Sleeper Vinny is cycling through his names and MG is actively rambling to attempt to avoid his awakening, only for him to mutter his name under his breath and under her words entirely, causing her and the narrative to thusly come to a screeching halt.
Yeah, it's I really appreciated how that ended up coming together. Like, aside from me writing this is the story of Vincent Marshall Reid, all of the rest of this was improv. So,
yeah. It's like him trying to figure out his name. It's like, no, it was no. She's just like, yeah, no, it's okay. It's time to go, Jack. Jack, it's time to go, Vincent. Like, as she's speaking, it's time to what?
What? You're just like,
stop. And it's just like such a beautiful moment of just like everything. The narrative full stops because this is breaking. This shouldn't be happening. Oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck.
Yep. Yeah, it's good shit. It also makes it just extra clear. It's like, oh, you are not. This poor bitch is not fully in control of this at all.
Here's a couple notes of whoopsie, did not warn Alex. There's text GDI plus.
We were watching this. Here we go. Text GDI plus. Vincent Marshall
Let's
Reid is
go.
awakened.
We've inconvenienced Alex.
Yet again.
You've inconvenienced Alex! I didn't know how your last name was spelled, and it's wrong in the episode!
I mean, it's not like we knew that, like, you were gonna put Vincent Marshall Reid as awakened on the screen. That was just you running on pure power.
Yeah, that was me running under my own power and under my own fucking power just because I thought it would look cool. I invented the fucking term for the awakened.
You did, and
Let's
thank you.
go.
It was very cool and very iconic.
Like, again, chat, this is what we're talking about, like, where so many things in DMP just kind of fucking happened.
Yep.
Like we planned a lot of shit. We did not plan a good, I almost want to say majority.
It's very, most of the early episodes for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
God, let's see her. Oh, videos from New York. Whoopsie.
Then he goes, "Ayo, I'm me," and she goes, "I fine, fuck it, we ball, fuck you."
Really, this is the ideal way to understand this scene, I think.
These were the notes that I took, ladies and gentlemen. I had to be the hands, and so this is how I decided to do it. Right. I don't even know what this note was.
Because, like, so Vincent is, like, going on about trying to fight her, and she said something about how, like, oh, you were constantly trying to fight, and she goes, you tried so hard, she's like, you fight so much, you did so much. I accidentally went, you tried so far, but in the end it didn't even matter. And, like, I did not mean to quote Linkin Park, but I did. And as I said it, it was already haunting, like, I'm like, oh no, I just accidentally quoted Linkin Park. And then in the chat, somebody went, really? A Linkin Park reference? And I'm just like, no! Don't
addendum to this note right here where it says Kristen goes, proceeds to say, I didn't mean to do it, and then sobs. Next quick note, damn, this bitch is vindictive.
Well, yeah,
because she goes so hard.
Her awakening speech for Vincent is very, very deeply and cruelly personal compared to the others. Like, she talks as if she knows him and his family so personally just to make him more upset.
Yeah, like, compared to every other awakening that happens.
She has some distance with basically everyone else, but Vincent, she's like, do you remember what Taylor's favorite ice cream flavor is? Because I do.
Yeah, it's like, do you remember Taylor's favorite ice cream is vanilla? I certainly do. And that is such a hard fucking line to like hit someone who is already, mind you, flashing through PTSD moments through the war, coming to terms with the fact that he is in fact dead and in fact in hell, going through the horrific cycle of waking up, and now is being presented by the devil mocking him in his face as if she was always there to begin with. It was brutal, crazily fucking brutal and personal. Let's see.
God.
Talks about
Confirmed that Charlie was said to be a good mom from the start because she remembers that her stepdaughter's favorite flavor is vanilla. Yeah.
Yep. She paid close attention to the kids.
She's so great. Wow.
Was that like a spark of humanity in early Murder God, or was that her trying to be a vindictive bitch? Probably the latter, but we'll never know.
Well, no, mostly being a vindictive bitch.
Mostly being a vindictive bitch.
She's so mean. Pokes fingers together.
that was another one of my notes. Dinny.
Oh my fucking god. There's this bit where like Vincent's having a fucking breakdown and Murder goes, Vinny, and she meant to just get his attention, but I accidentally misspoke and said Dinny, and she's like, I can't believe I fucking messed up your name. And which I've been shaming myself over this entire time, but then I'm like, no, the contrast of him having a fucking mental breakdown, she's like, I can't believe I accidentally called you Dinny. Anyway, do you remember how you died?
Going into like the actual breakdown itself, Vinny having a full mental breakdown, mumbling to himself, and the way that Murder God at this point is going, Vinny, like just really fucking like going in, like I'm not done with you. Like you get back over here. Like it's so jarring compared to later. Like,
yeah.
You look at Vinny's awakening and you understand truly that the hatred that Doc had for her the entire time.
Yeah.
You know, because to Doc, it's eons of that.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the benefit of really not kind of the memories of what all happened being kind of hazy, you know, or anything like that, of just like not being yourself during them. You know, Doc was fully himself during every vindictive, torturous moment. Yeesh. Sorry, every now and then I have to throw in some praise on one of my favorite characters, Dr. McGillicuddy. Vinny going, I wasn't about to burn. Very hard-hitting fucking line. As he's breaking down, remembering the scene of how he met the Murder God, how he was shot down after, during a dogfight, after watching each and every one of his squad go down. They were outgunned, outmanned, they were ambushed, basically. And as he went down, his plane caught fire, and World War I pilots kept a sidearm for a very specific reason. It was to not burn to death. It was to go out quick.
Yay. We love history.
Yep, fun little anecdote about history that I heard and immediately implemented into my boy. So he went to, pull the trigger. She showed up. This bitch, I said this bitch twice for one reason or another. We are not playing the video, so I can't quite remember why I was going,
I mean,
fuck
you can
this
just say
bitch.
this bitch over and over again, and that would summarize the entire scene.
Pretty much.
But I just love, like, she wasn't even sure that he was going to be the hero at this point. She was just 100% just fucking with him. She just got so personal just because she was mad at him.
Oh yeah.
And then of course there's all the stuff about her, like, you know, implying she has his family without ever actually, pointedly, never actually saying it. She just really implies it really hard.
Really, like, fucking heavily implied. Like, Vinny's had this full breakdown at this point. He is fucking broken, and just like in the most like I'm fucked tone I could muster, Vinny goes, "Did you even keep your promise?" And this is where the basis of the entire beginning of the show starts, where she so lays it on real thick like a fucking bricklayer, of just like, hey man, you got greedy and now they're mine. Like, just straight up implies so heavily she has his family, and that's what sparks the initial fire to begin the whole show. That sparks the I'm going to fuck you up forever now.
Which is great. Do you think he would have stayed awake if she hadn't done that?
I don't know, actually.
It's a very good question.
It's a very good question. Vinny is a fiercely loyal individual, and actually, you know what? I think he would have went back to sleep if she didn't do that. I think he would have went back to sleep because Vinny fully understood what he was doing there. He sold his soul to the devil. He knew this. He knew this going in. He was a Christian before all of this, right?
Yeah.
When this all happened, he was like, fuck it, if I'm probably going to hell anyway, yeah, I'll sell you my soul, I'll play your fucked up game, end this war, end this fucking nightmare, this hell on earth, and I will be yours. So, fucking, if she didn't say, like, hey, I got him. Ladies and gentlemen, I got him.
I mean, she didn't say she did. She just implied. It's very important. She never said she had them.
Very, very heavily implied. And thusly, that's where it crossed the line for him.
I mean, really,
the line does not cross at being in hell for him. He expected it. The line is crossed at stealing his family.
You gotta give him some. You gotta give him someone else to fight for, because he's just like, no, I deserve to be here. If he thinks he needs to help someone, though, he'll do it. Damn it.
100%.
Especially if it's his family, obviously. Which we were talking about this, and I was thinking about all the ways in which she was so horribly personally mean, and then I was just like, I'm just imagining Abby hearing about this years later and being so fucking mad about it.
First of all, how dare you use me to manipulate my husband? Second of all, how dare you think I could be a damsel in fucking distress?
Charlie's gonna die. She gonna die. It's fine.
We got a note in here that says, when does Vinny realize MG is a person?
And not the devil from the Bible.
Devil? Yeah.
The devil.
The devil from the Bible. But when did we say? It was basically when she just started freaking out.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Like, I don't think he realizes it until she has the whole freak out about water, because prior to that point, she seems like an untouchable god, but, you know, once she starts freaking out, he's like, oh.
Oh, this is a chihuahua, actually. This is not a dachshund. This is a tiny little fucking shih tzu. And it just spins from there. That's when he realizes, oh, she's not the devil. That something fucky is happening here, and I'm gonna figure out what. I am determined to save people. If I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna figure out all the pieces. I'm gonna save everybody. Because he's a man with a big heart.
It's a man with a big heart. Oh, I guess I should tell you to switch to the next illustration, Alex. I really have been sitting on this one for a long time. There he is. There she is. Ooh. One of the first OG murder god drawings. She look, she even has her little ahoge thing in the very first art. It turns out this was forever, actually.
Yeah, forever. She was a Dumby forever.
She was a Dumby forever. God. But yeah, from then, you know, we just got them Nemesis vibes. She's going on how he's a big man, strong man, Vincent Marshall Reid. You thought you'd be a hero, so on. And then she goes, and then she goes to say you don't exist anymore. But right as she says, you belong to me, that's something you're never gonna forget. The way Vincent mutters, I don't belong to anyone, as over him, she says you don't exist anymore and snaps him away. It's just such a good moment. It's so fucking cool. We did not plan that. That was improv.
Yeah. Fucking, like, I remember when we were rewatching it, like, even the inflection on anyone just kind of, like, fades out. I think what happened there was I went to start saying something, and, like, while I was saying it, you did the snap, and I went, oh!
It works!
And I just killed myself right there, like...
You made it work. Thank you. God.
God.
Yeah, and so then Vincent was gone, and I legit had a moment where I was like, should I bring everyone back? And I was like, no. It makes, first of all, this makes sense for things to be over, but also I was like, it would be kind of a good humanizing thing to have Murder God say she's legitimately tired after doing all that.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, oh no, I'm tired. Which is to say, I'm actually very drained after taking out all of my anger on a man and breaking his will. And so the island swallows you whole, this ends, and that's the end of the episode.
Yay!
Yay! God, it looks like this sketch is from when I was trying out some different art styles, which is funny. Oh my god, I initially drew him with his coat closed. That's fucking weird. I guess let's go to like the ones that are like at the start. Yeah, the bit where she's like circling around him. These are for the log, but you know. Oh my god. There they are, they're walking around. Wow, it's animated.
Whoa!
I mean, accurate.
Vincent's
Look
doing
at her.
fine.
Look at her fucking smug ass face.
She's
so
time.
proud of herself.
She's so happy.
It's like, I broke this man.
Also, how long is her dress? As long as it needs to be to billow.
Don't worry about it. I like things that go flowy and whoosh.
Exactly, yes. So next, I wanted to talk about the first official piece of DMP art, which is in fact the dip. Now, you may look at this and you may go, Kristen, this doesn't look like the dip. This is where I have to shamefully admit that my first sketch of the dip actually comes from some fan art I did of a Onceler Ask blog in 2013. This is not very clear because this took a lot of erasing, so the scan is not very clean, but this is Voodoo Onceler, and he had like a deal with the devil, and the devil was like a hot voodoo lady. And so I drew them doing a dance because I thought that would be cool. And then I never finished this, and it's like I had to erase so much that it looks too messy to even really be legible. So I was like, I mean, maybe I'll finish this, and then I never did. So when DMP happened, and I was like, oh wait, I could have Vincent and do this to Vincent and Murder God. I was like, should I just trace the Onceler? I'm just gonna trace the Onceler art. No one will know, except now you all know. So. Hey! So yeah, there it is. There's the first sketch. There they are. There they are. So
Look at
yeah, this
them.
was the sketch I had
Madly
Alex
in
put on
love.
stream, and then this is the colored version, which in the original colored version, I did not have her hands colored, and that's gonna drive me insane for the rest of my life. So obviously I'd been talking with Split about the noose thing, and I don't know why I decided that red string, I don't know, it's part of the aesthetics, really. That's really all it was. It was about purely vibes, man. So yeah. So I did this and I was like, hey, I wonder, so clearly I ship them. That's fine. I love nemesises.
Look at them madly in love.
God. So these are like some style tests I was doing.
We love that.
It's fun. Like I said, I was trying to go for more like cartoony. These look very funny. I don't know.
Yeah.
They look very. I don't. He looks like a Muppet. He looks like I pulled him out of Gravity Falls.
Yeah.
I don't have a reason for this one. I just thought it was a fun sketch, so I should. Anyway, here's the phone background out that Juno just whipped out, like, not even 24 hours after this episode was done.
Juno's powerful.
Juno's powerful.
Juno is very powerful.
God. So wild. This was also a phone background that Gail made. Love that for her. She's having such a good time. She's so smug.
Have a good time.
Also a sketch that Gail made, which I just thought was nice. Wings Murder God is real from very early on.
Always has been.
Always has been.
She's bird.
And then there's whatever the fuck this is that Juno made, which is Murder God meeting Bugs Bunny Looney Tunes.
You gotta read
She
it.
would lose. Everyone loses to Bugs Bunny Looney Tunes.
Everyone loses to Bug Bunny Looney Tunes. We're gonna scroll through this. You're in my house now, Rabbit! You play by my rules!
Hold that thought, will ya?
Huh?
You were saying that?
Goodbye, Rabbit!
Snop.
Of course you realize this means war.
This is just a. This was a.
Everything to get to.
That's the right reaction to that. Thank you, Murder God. So this is of course the sketch from the theme song, and bro just took this screenshot and added this, and I've kept it ever since. It's just such an energy. And I think that's all of the illustrations for this one. Oh, aside from whatever the fuck this is. Oh,
Judgment befalls.
out. It's Kristen Discord Tail. Please don't post her. Please, I'm begging you.
Oh God, she's here.
So yeah, that's all the illustrations.
Nice.
Illustrations.
God. So yeah,
Bison.
that was a hell of an episode. Does anyone have any other thoughts about the plot starting?
Exciting.
Exciting.
Yeah.
You know, the irony of I just remember when Split explained to me like the story. I remember picturing, because I think I missed the part where like Vincent shoots himself in the head. I just pictured the plane crashing, and Vincent comes out in like a sky of stars and then makes the deal. Was how I always pictured it until he explained that Vincent shot himself in the head. The irony of the black stars and all that.
Yes. Well, he never officially shot himself because Murder God stopped time and was literally sitting on his plane dashboard, all like, "Hey, don't do that. That's a waste."
So to be fair, the I guess the image you should have in your head is crashing a plane on like a flaming ball of plane flying down high in the sky, night sky everywhere, and then just this tiny disaster standing on a frozen prop.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
And she's like, "I'm gonna look so cool when I stop time and just tell this man who is about to kill himself that there's a much better use for his life. I'm gonna look so cool."
And it looks so cool. Aura farming.
God. Let's see here. Let's get to, would we change anything? We gotta go through this kind of quick since we've only got like 10 minutes after this and I'd like to answer questions, but
True.
would we change anything? God. In retrospect, I would have brought Terrence back after he got voted out for the sake of like really amping up the plot. But also, on the other hand, the fact that it's just a normal game prior to this point kind of adds to the drama of it. So,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I guess I'd edit it so I wasn't having Murder God be salty about how Terrence acts in the school scenario, because nothing happened there. I'd edit that, and also, obviously, I would no longer claim that Vincent is from New York.
I mean, like, personally, for purely selfish reasons, I'd want to like not die in the immediate start of the first scenario. So I thought I was cooking a little bit, but hey, the witch decided otherwise. But that's pretty much it. Yeah.
It's like, obviously it'd be cool to see a version of the show where, like, we're at season 4 standards, so, you know, it gets, like, the cool art and the music and everything. But also, part of the charm of early DMP is seeing it being presented as literally we're all just playing werewolf and then suddenly, like, it's a radio drama, so I don't know. It's interesting because it's like a part of me wishes that season 1 that we could have the same level of production quality, but then I'm like, if we'd had that level of production quality, would we be missing the element of it just like of the sneaky element of surprise that's a completely different show? I think so, yes, yeah. And it probably wouldn't have happened if we'd been more focused early on, because as we've proven over the course of this episode, DMP was made on a wing and a prayer, mostly for the entirety of it, but especially season 1.
True.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a standard answer that's going to be like every single time we ask, what would I change anything? One, I would bring like the technical aspects and the player etiquette aspects up to where they were at season 4. Because like listening back to some of this, I'm like, yeah, there's so much we have with better like user interface and better understanding of. Don't thank you for the bits every time.
Yeah, we had a lot of people doing a lot of, like... there was a lot of yell. We had a lot of energy. Mostly just because, like, it's hard to... like, eventually we got there, but it's just early season 1, folks had not quite grasped everyone's rhythms yet. Season 4, we don't really get as much of people talking over each other, because by that point, we were all a finely tuned machine.
Yeah. Then would I change anything? I've done a lot of thinking about how I would redo Discord Murder Party, and like on smaller levels I might have thoughts. For Vincent in particular, like I wouldn't change anything that you guys haven't already covered, but for DMP as a whole, like there's a lot I would change if it was all up to me, but these are characters that aren't created by me, and these are some characters that are deeply personal to some people, so I don't feel like, okay, here's what I would do. I would take out this piece of trash thing. What do you mean Vincent doesn't have his wife show up in the scenario? That's fucking stupid. So instead I thought up my own personal, very legally distinct version of Discord Murder Party, Netflix Death Fiesta, which is totally a different thing. And would require way more than the ending of a stream to get into.
Hell yeah. We're gonna have to explore that next time.
I started typing this up, but I'm like, Abby doesn't show up because she's too powerful. If she showed up as a reflection, she would kick Murder God's ass immediately. We joked like, what if reflections went into the void as well? Millie and Abby together would be unstoppable. God.
There's no force in the world that could pose as an obstacle.
No.
To Millie McGillicuddy and Abigail Reid working together.
Yeah, they just...
turn to each other, shake hands, go get a drink.
Yeah.
Our work here is done, our wives are taking care of it.
Yep. God, Split and I did once discuss what if Abby had gotten sucked in instead of Vincent. And it's interesting because here's the thing. Abby would have destroyed Murder God earlier and probably gotten into, like, a hate ship faster, because Abby would 100% just be like, well, I'm dead, I love my husband, but fuck it, I am going to make out with a woman. Especially this disaster who I'm about to destroy forever. But I also don't think she would have been as willing to, like, try to find her humanity. She would just destroy Murder God and then go on with her day.
Yeah, 100%.
In ways, Vinny's softer than Abby is.
Very much so. He is the heart of the family.
He's the heart of the family. God. Anyway, we're gonna start answering questions. I was gonna answer the ones in the fan server, but I saw this one and I thought it was interesting. P.S. asked, did MG have any particularly repressed feelings about stopping someone else from killing themselves? Always yes, but I think with Vincent it registered less because, like, him about to shoot himself is less to do with, you know, suicidal ideation, more he's a soldier in a bad spot. There is a difference between inflicting a mercy killing on yourself when you have no other option versus I'm experiencing a depression. So I don't think it would have really registered for as much, just because she's like, yeah, I mean, you know, World War One. I've heard that anecdote about how World War One, you guys have a sidearm for this reason.
Yeah.
So
again, points back to the line, I wasn't going to burn.
Yeah. God. Okay, going through questions. Let's see here as I scroll through our various questions. How was the choice made to determine Vincent would be the first character to wake up? From Ray. I mean, like I said, it was just kind of vibes. Like, the energy when he was pushing back as Charlie was really good. Split and I had a good dynamic, and also like, and truly, genuinely, part of it was just I was really nervous about doing this, and I was like, well, if all else fails, I can trust my brother to help me out. So,
yeah,
those things combined. At what point did y'all decide to start having art for the scenarios in the episode itself instead of in the recap logs? The first episode of season 2, because Cammie had made art and she was like, hey, we can put this in Roll20 when we do this in Roll20, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess we can start having some illustrations in the actual show. And thus, history began. Let's see here. Piggybacking off last stream's content, it was determined early on behind the scenes that Vincent was first to wake up, but was he always intended to be the hero / instigator from the beginning? I didn't really have any other ideas for there being a hero or instigator, because like I didn't. How should I put this? I didn't know there was going to be an instigator until Charlie pushed in the Spring Olympics, and that's when I went, okay, that's an instigator. Were there any narrative parallels between Vincent and Charlie's relationship already conceptualized at this stage? God, that's I think yes. It's hard to say though, because as I point to what Murder God's initial pitch was, and then her and Vincent were, you know, nemesises.
Nemesi.
I think realistically there weren't, because at this point, you know, I knew there was a cycle, but the cycle was always going to be that Doc took over. I hadn't even fully considered that Vincent was intended to be, like, the one that took over for her. Apparently that came later. I don't know when, but I know it came then. The narrative parallels were us going, hee 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 hee, Nemesis is good.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Let's see here. I think this might be better safe for the next book club than the First Awakening, but I know Murder God and the Black Stars came into the picture, but how did you go from the concept of Mafia, but there's an overarching plot to the specific idea of the Awakened and the whole story structure? I think we just got that there. I was just like, okay, so there's people, and they're all the same people, and eventually we'll start having the storylines. That it was in the thing. So I'm sitting here trying to remember, like, okay, what stuff have we gotten? I think that's all the questions from the book club Q&A. If anyone has a final question they want to lob at us in these final 2 minutes, you can do so.
For it, we'll catch you with our news.
Really thinking about the whole, like, the Void can only handle one member of the Abby Vincent couple at a time. Listen, Vincent, like, you have my family, and Murder God sitting here sweating as she looks at Abigail Reed. She doesn't say this verbally, but she's like, I'm not messing with that. Are you fucking kidding me? She wouldn't have the right to take Abigail anyway, but... Oh, are you guys gonna show the fan art? Oh, right. I don't have time to show all of the fan art, but I wanted to show Ray's because it's very funny, and I'm allowed to personally attack Ray if I want to. It's in the itinerary.
Okay.
Yeah, at the very bottom of the fanworks list.
The first Ray MG art.
Yes.
Oh.
I'm allowed to shout Ray out because Ray's my intern, so I'm allowed to bully them.
True.
Oh my god!
The first Murder God art from Ray. A different era. You've grown so much. But also,
they grow up so fast.
But also, yes, Strapgate. because somebody thought Murder God's dress had straps when it did not. But to be fair to Ray, it turns out in the sketch the lines were originally straps. So, you know what, Ray? You weren't wrong. You were a strap truther this whole time. Congratulations.
The conspiracy, it paid off.
It paid off. God. Well, this was... Why did my art look like that? Because you told me yourself you used to mostly draw cats. Apparently you learned to draw people when you were drawing stuff for Internet Remix.
That's awesome.
Hey, I'm super glad that our stuff inspired you to grow as an artist. And it's not like this is bad. Like your use of color is really nice here for your skill level at the time.
The shading.
The shading. Yeah, it looks good. But yeah, I think that's about it for this stream. Next week, hopefully, we're gonna be looking into episode 7, which is both Murder God and Vincent making the deal for the game, and also, you know, this wasn't planned, but Tommy's awakening. Which, hopefully we'll be able to get Nissa next Sunday, fingers crossed. If we can't get Nissa, it might get delayed, but Nissa is currently telling me that she's gonna try to push her plans back so she'll be available next Sunday, so who knows? Maybe we'll talk about Netflix Death Fiesta next time, because we'll only be talking about episode 7. We won't add a bunch of other stuff. It'll just be episode 7, and surely that means we got closer to the full end of the itinerary this time, so yeah, it's fine. Anyway, thank you everyone for joining us. Tune in on Wednesday for Sibling Power Hour, most likely. Good night, everybody. Bye.
Bye.